Good evening and welcome to the Whitney Forum. There's 3 games remaining in the SJHL's regular season for the Flin Flon Bombers, including a big division tilt here tonight against the Nipawin Hawks. The Flin Flon Bombers, with their back-to-back wins against the Battleford Stars the weekend, have officially clinched first place overall. All nice advantage for them throughout the entire playoffs. Big one for the Nipawin Hawks, though. Raphael's very pleased to welcome him back up to the broadcast booth tonight. The Nipawin Hawks have quietly gone about their business, Raphael. 2 points out of second place. I don't want to obviously say it's more important than the other for Nipawin for Flin Flon, but I think it's safe to say it is a bigger game for the Hawks standing-wise.
You talk about Battleford, you talk about Yorkton, all those teams that are going to be nipping at the heels of the Bombers. Slowly but surely, the Nipawin Hawks have done just that. That's Raphael Saray here sitting in for Gary Dornhofer tonight.
I wish it was Gary Dornhofer. A great broadcaster, but it's certainly great to have Raphael back here with us tonight. We'll chat a little bit more about the standings, but we're looking forward to this 8th and final matchup between these longtime division foes. Flin Flon's taken 5 of the first 7, including all 3 here at the Forum this year.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
So, like we said, the 8th and final meeting between these two teams. The Hawks looking for a victory here to get into a 3-place tie for second place, along with Yorkton and Battleford. Yorkton and Battleford both 72 points. Hawks have 70, and all 3 of those teams have just 2 games remaining. So Nipawin only 1 game left after tonight.
And you got Tad Kozen behind the bench. Some of the biggest wins of his young SJHL coaching career have come in this very building.
How about the win last year to stop that at the cage, to stop the big winning streak? So they played good against Flin Flon down the stretch. And I think for this one for Nipawin too, if you're going to win the SJHL championship this year, you're probably going to have to go through Flin Flon at some point. Confidence you can win here.
Well, I think that's what both of these teams are looking for going into the postseason, getting that momentum, and the Bombers don't want to take their feet off the gas going into the postseason.
Fans still trickling in here, a loud ruckus atmosphere as per usual. And Miller will take the face-off against Pointus, and we are underway. The Bombers, a lot of regulars out of uniform tonight, but have a deep club. They've preached about that basically the last several years, and Hudson Breho quickly will get it to center ice. He'll dump this in for the former Bronco Miller. It was sensational in the face-off circles against the Stars on the weekend. Breho fires that one wide. Bashan will keep the puck in as Flin Flon tries to start quickly. That's the one thing they've been able to do to Nipawin in this building, is jump on them very, very fast. Puck set down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Nipawin. Just 30 seconds gone. So Flin Flon, Raphael.
It's an all-star team in the scratches here, Rob.
No kidding. Leo Seitz, Ryder Muka, Ryder Knutson not in uniform again tonight, Maverick Delisle, Landon Alexander, Kyle Marston, and Wyatt Stitton. All those guys have had big, well, Marston's been hurt for the majority of the year, but I'll tell you what, the other 6 guys not in uniform have all had monster seasons.
I mean, you could say, well, Delisle's out, that's going to be hard, Alexander's out, but everybody, those guys are an impact player.
Absolutely. Flin Flon will get the puck back inside the Hawk zone, trying to go to work early here. Here's Yakubchuk at the blue line. He'll feed that one in back of the Hawk net. Puck grabbed that time by L'Esperance. He'll throw it back out front. Puck is bouncing. Flin Flon works at the blue line. Here's Bruce hanging on to it. There's a shot. Kicked away by Gage Roberts, who has just absolutely stunning numbers coming in tonight. He's the goaltender of the week. A .50 goals against in those 2 victories on the weekend, including a big victory against the Melford Mustangs, helping snap that Mustang winning streak back on Saturday night. Roberts is good, and if the Hawks are going to go deep in the playoffs, he'll be the guy to carry them.
No slouch on the other end for the Bombers either, though.
No, that's right. Charlie Tritt back between, or actually I think we got Finn Werner playing tonight. We do. Werner, but he's had a good year as well, just the 2 regulation losses. Mounier will bring the puck in. That goes off the stick that time. of the Hawk D-man Heinrich. You're right, it is Finn Werner tonight. Werner's numbers so far on the year, pretty respectable. 12-2, he's got 3 shutouts. Goals against a 1.93, a save percentage of .923, and again Roberts leading the league in victories with 23, 12, 1 and 1, 5 shutouts. Tied with Charlie Tritt for the league lead, and a goals against of 2.85 and a save percentage of .923, so some very good numbers.
And how about Finn Werner with the highlight goal in the big charity game?
That's right, yeah, that was a lot of fun against the Firemen here on Sunday. There's Morozov's shot. That got blocked. The Hawks will try to get going here. They'll pick up the puck and move it ahead. Here's the drop pass. Picked up this time by Witter. He'll bring that one in deep. Witter lost the handle. Lees will flip that one ahead. Knocked down at center. Here's a chance for Morozov. He'll jump on it quickly. Morozov walks in. Chance up front. Goes to Ulmer. Then he tried the pass, but Morozov out of position. That would have been absolutely beautiful. Meanwhile, Anderson for the Hawks will flip it back in Flin Flon territory. Morozov's got those sweet hands, boy.
One pass too many, though.
Yeah, absolutely. It looked good, but a failed opportunity for sure. The Hawks will try to keep the puck in. When the Bombers have it, there's Ulmer taken off the play that time by Jansen. Here's Fashon, had a power play marker against the Stars on Saturday, forced back of his own net. Gives it over to Holmes. Holmes fanned on it, it's a giveaway, picked up here. Here's a chance now for the Hawks, they'll try to jump on it. Picked up and brought in that time by DeRuin. He loses the handle quickly, Holmes back on it. Stretch pass, tried to come to the call up here tonight.
Yeah, Lair from Battleford.
Yep. He was here to watch the game against the Stars on Saturday and has hung around to obviously help out with the injury situation tonight. Ward will flip that one in. That's picked up by Wellington and fired around the boards. Once again on the tape that time at DeRuin. DeRuin is center ice for the Hawks. He'll bring it inside the Flin Flon zone. Brings it back to the goal. Mounier poked that one away. Miller gets it back to Miskew, back on forward tonight. Here's Ward at center. He'll flip the puck in. Good pace to start the game. Not a lot of whistles. 16:46 to go. Scoreless opening period. Puck inside Nipawin territory. Arbery overskated it. That one hit DeRuin. He's been out there a long time. Picked up by Mounier. He'll slap it in and knocked down in front of the Hawk net that time by Wallington. Here's Ward at center. Falls down, throws it across the line. Flin Flon offside. Blown down with 16.5 to go in the period. It's a big game obviously here tonight, Raphael, but I think a bigger game in Kindersley. Humboldt Broncos, Clippers playing. Both teams out of the playoffs right now, but both are knocking at the door. The Estevan Bruins have the 8th spot with 55 points, but Humboldt 3 behind them and Kindersley 4 behind them. I think whoever loses tonight is done for the year.
That'd be done, and those guys may need some help, whoever wins that, to get into the postseason regardless.
Well, Estevan definitely in the driver's seat for sure. We'll see what happens. They've got a bit of a tougher schedule than the other two teams, but we'll see what happens here. Again, if other teams clinch, you don't know what type of lineups they're going to throw at you either. They might rest some guys and give some teams some opportunities. 16:15 to go in the opening period. No score. Good start for Flin Flon tonight, but tried to maybe score too pretty of a goal with Morozov and Ulmer.
And you got just going off there, Reed Arbery, your buddy, the Noogs there, your TV pal, when you're too cool for radio. He's called him one of the most underrated players. We know him here, but elsewhere in the league, kind of flying under the radar is Reed Arbery, but he is definitely an impact player for the Bombers.
22 goals on the year now, and you're right, he's had himself a great year. There's Bruce at center. He'll chip that one ahead. Grabbed here by the Hawks' Hoynes. He sends that one back inside the Flin Flon zone. Martin back to the goal. There's Bruce. Played that one ahead. Les Bronx will kick in the blue line. That's knocked down and held in here. There's a chance off the crossbar. Good opportunity there by the Hawks. Hoynes just missing. Caught Werner maybe a bit napping, but it goes off the bar. Flin Flon will clear the puck out. Yakubchuk to center. Yakubchuk will bring the puck in, throws it in. Puck comes in front of the Hawk net. Look out. Almost redirected into his own net that time by the defenseman Cole. And Roberts had to be sharp there. That's the best chance for Flin Flon tonight. Nipawin almost redirected in their own net.
Yeah, Roberts kind of handcuffed himself there. Kind of got an error like a shortstop and almost bounced off his wrist and behind him.
Face off inside the Hawk zone, the right of Gage Roberts. Outstanding year for him as Lees will line up for the face-off here. Against the Hawks, Jokums. It's Lees, Ulmer, Morozov, the forward group for Flin Flon, Bruce, and Yakubchuk on the back end. Flin Flon hammered it in. Yakubchuk along the boards, gets it back out front. Here's Bruce. Walks in. That got blocked that time. Nice job by the D-man Mitchell. Morozov will try to hold it in. Puck comes out. Good job that time by Watson. That's picked up by Bruce, fired on target, and that's blown down.
And Mitchell is feeling the results of that block. He is, that one I think hit him right in the hamstring.
Guys blocking a lot. In today's day and age, that's a big part of the game, is blocking shots. Braden Bruce, by the way, has blocked the most shots for the Bombers here this year. Might be another guy that's kind of gone under the radar a little bit, as Lees will take the face-off against Jokums outside the Hawk blue line. Nesbitt jumps on that one. There's Mitchell, who blocked that shot moments ago. Flin Flon tried to get a hold of it. Picked up instead here by Nipawin and grabbed by Jokums. Jokums cutting into the net! Gets a chance, and I believe Werner got his left pad on that. Great chance there for the Hawks. They're chomping at the door again. Jokums back to the net, tried to center it out front. Werner got his paddle down to make the first save. That's picked up back of the goal that time by Radloff, the hometown captain, not in uniform against Flin Flon the last time they were here. He's playing tonight. Here's Morozov. The stretch pass to Lees. Lees will get the puck inside Nipawin territory. There's Lees. Feeds it back to blue line to Ward. Knocked it down to Morozov. Lees along the left-hand boards this time from Miskew. Morozov again. Backhand to the blue line, intercepted by Watson. And he'll flip that back to center, goes off Radloff. Miskew, he comes over, knocked to the ice, collides with Mitchell. Mitchell goes down, puck at center. Mounier will try to play that one away. Hawks leading the Bombers in the shots right now, 2-1, as that's blown down right in front of the Nipawin bench. Now we got some pushing and shoving with Mounier and a couple of Hawks, including the big guy, Watson, and of course the Hawk captain as well, Radloff. Is he calling a penalty here?
I think they're just trying to sell something down.
I think he's called a penalty.
I think he was pointing
Yeah,
at
he
Ward.
is.
Oh, it's calling going to Nipawin.
Penalties both ways, maybe. I thought he said 4-on-4, maybe not.
I thought, well, he pointed to Ward, and I think that was just to get off the ice.
Watson's taking a penalty, so Flin Flon is on the power play. Bombers the league's best power play at 25.1%. The Nipawin Hawks the best penalty kill in the SJHL at 86.8. So a great chance here for Flin Flon early, but it won't be easy against this good penalty kill. So the best power play against the best penalty kill. We'll see what happens here early in the hockey game for Sean's chance. Off the stick, over the glass, and out of play. 1:48 to go.
How much is that Systems and how much is that Roberts, for your penalty kill for Nipawin?
Well, they say your best penalty kill is going to be your goaltender.
I think that's got a lot to do with it rather than, the actual X's and O's of what Nipawin's doing.
He is very, very good, no doubt about it, as Miller will line up for the face-off here. Bombers win the draw. Fashon will keep it in. Sends the pass. There's Reed Arbery. Nice pass out front, but Lee's not ready to shoot it. He'll make his way back to blue line. Feeds it to Arbery. In the corner for Morozov, back to Lees. Lees, of course, 12 power play goals to lead the team on the year. 25 on the season. What a year he's had. Morozov. There's a chance. Good save, Roberts. Saw it all the way. He'll get the glove on that with Miller standing out front. Interesting story, Joe. We talked about this, I guess, off the air, Raphael, about the 3 local players that have been very good. Muka Stinton, unfortunately, both injured, not playing tonight. But how about Joey Lees? Has never scored more than 5 goals in a year. 25, and he's missed probably 8 or 9 games.
And I remember those years where he didn't score 5 goals. He had so many chances. He had broken sticks. He had fans on open nets. It was almost criminal.
Lees has had himself a career year. He's hit 50 points on the year, and like we said, 25 goals, 12 of them on the power play to lead this Flin Flon team this year.
And veteran leadership, too.
Absolutely. 4-year player.
Exactly.
Puck hits a stick, goes down the ice. Lees is on top of it as they try to get something going. 1:05 remaining here on the power play. Arbery goes in to chase it down. They get it back to Fashon, just holds it in. Fashon back up front to Lees. Lees had a hat trick against the Hawks earlier in the year, back in their building. In the corner for Arbery. Arbery gets a return pass. Looking for a lane to shoot it. They'll drop it there for Morozov. Morozov hangs on. Fashon back to the right side to Lees. A chance, and that got blocked that time. Nice job by Seabrook. Arbery will hold it in. Arbery at the left point, looking for a lane, dropped it there. Here's Fashon, a lot of traffic out front, another drop pass to Lees. Lees tried to throw that back out front, but hit a leg. Picked up this time by Nesbitt, can't clear it out. 22 seconds, here's Lees, a chance, scores! Lees up the power play it in. And he continues his great year against Nipawin. As Lees will score his 26th in the year. How about the work by the Flin Flon Bomber Demon there, Raphael, to keep that puck in?
It was a lot of work from Fashon and everybody to definitely keep it in. They worked it around. Lees had a shot blocked there, but you could see as soon as he was able to corral it, knock it down. Great quick release from Joey Lees, and the Bombers are up 1-0.
Lees has got 7 points against the Hawks this year, 5 goals, including a big power play marker there. And Flin Flon and the number 1 power play go to work here. And Lees has got his 26th of the year, and Flin Flon's got the 1-0 lead. Hawks come back after the faceoff, and they'll get the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Yakimchuk back of his own net. He'll take a look. Now he'll move it up the ice here to big right Ewan. First time we've seen Ewan tonight. That one got intercepted at center. Bruce comes back, picks this one off outside the Bomber blue line. Left it there for Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk had to be careful, flipped the puck out. Picked up at center ice and fired back inside the Flin Flon territory by Wallington. Yakimchuk will grab it back of the net. Swings the pass to Ewan. Here's a backhander. He'll find Lesperance back inside Nipawin territory. Throws it in deep that time for Martin. Martin a chance. There's a save by Roberts on the redirection that time by Ewan. Yakimchuk holds it in. Partially blocked by Jokums. Ewan tried to pick up the puck. There's Lesperance after it. Puck rolls back to the Nipawin net. Wallington will move it. Here's Jokums for Nipawin to center. Tripped up. Penalty coming up against the Bombers. And Nipawin going to get a chance to go on the power play here for the first time to try to answer the power play goal by Flin Flon. You got the official on the goal there, Raphael.
Well, Lee's got the goal definitely for Sean, one of the assists, and the rest got lost in the muffle here at the Whitney Forum.
Alrighty, we'll pick that up off the game sheet, but Nipawin set to go on the power play. Their power play ranked 7th overall at 19.8%. Flin Flon's penalty kill ranked number 2 at 84.7. So we'll see what happens here. A power play goal by Lees for Flin Flon early. The Hawks will try to answer with their first power play of the night. And Jokums getting set for the faceoff inside the Flin Flon zone. He'll line up here against Miller to the left of Finn Werner. Off the draw. Puck picked up by Arbery. Can he get it out? Yes, he can. It'll roll past the Hawks' Hoynes. And back to pick it up as Wallington quickly to center. Wallington will cross the Bomber line. There's Hoynes, his backhander out front. Intercepted by Fasham, but he can't clear it out. Karkachuk for the blue line. That got blocked. Karkachuk again gets the puck back in deep. Picked up back of the goal that time by Shields. And the Bombers get a hold of it off the glass, back down the ice. Going to stick laying down inside the Nipawin zone. Here comes Lee sprinting after the puck. He'll pick it up here. Lee's the goal scorer to open things up. 1:19 remaining in the Nipawin power play. 10:46 to go in the opening period. Hawks will pick it up and they'll have to start things off deep in their own zone. Here's Hoynes. Hoynes takes a look. Now he'll make it to center. Carries the puck back in the Flin Flon zone. Hoynes has it. A backhander over top of the net. Puck took a funny hop. Flin Flon tried to hop on it. They do. Good job that time by Holmes to get it back inside Nipawin territory. Here's Seabrook. Look out. Jansen takes the puck up higher. Maybe it was a stick. He's shaken up for sure. And Jansen might have to make his way to the bench. He's going to. I'm not sure if the puck hit him or if it was a stick, but he definitely took something under his visor. Meanwhile, the power play continues. Nipawin has the puck at center ice. Here comes Witter. That one got blocked. Chance for Martin, shorthanded. Martin will carry the puck in and flip it back inside Nipawin territory. Radloff is there to get it. Here's Radloff. He'll take a look. Drop pass, picked up by Seabrook. Seabrook at center. Ripped that on target. Werner the save, and he's going to jump on the rebound. 12 seconds remaining in the Nipawin power play. And I think we go into the penalty coming up against Flin Flon. We're going to have a 5-on-3 here for the Hawks.
And Jansen definitely, he took one right in the schnoz as he's covering him, his nose there. He looks like he's got a blade up nose after whatever hit him.
Jack Martin for interference. It's a 5-on-3 here for Nipawin.
Ask Jack Martin if he did it. He denies it.
He doesn't look too happy about the penalty yet, but you know what? Mike Reagan looks more upset than he does.
His face is almost the same color as the maroon jerseys, Rob. or Chris Morris's face.
Yeah, Bort, he's sporting a nice beard there on the bench here tonight.
That's chocolate milk, Rob.
But a great opportunity here for the Hawks, a 5-on-3. You know, during the broadcast on Saturday, Raphael, we're talking how important these face-offs are. You got to win this one if you're Flin Flon and get it out.
Those draws are going to be key. That's where the Bombers had trouble against Melfort there.
And they win the face-off. Very well done that time by Reed Arbery. And the Bombers win the draw. They get the puck down the ice. That's a huge face-off victory here. Hawks will jump on it quickly to center. There's Jokums in center. Bruce is back on the ice, so it's now a 5-on-4. So a huge face-off win there. Nipawin will get the puck in deep. Picked up back of the goal. That's grabbed here by Ryan. Tried to come back out front that time. Mounier got a stick on it. Battling with Hoynes. Puck comes out front. Werner down. He can't hang on to it. Hawks get it back to Jokums. Jokums Top of the right circle for Karkachuk, and that got blocked that time. Nice job by Fashon. Jokums holds it in. Here's Jokums inside the line. Fad on it. Fashon will get a hold of it. And down the ice it goes. 1:10 to go in the power play. Jokums leisurely goes back and almost gets caught here by Miller. Hawks flip that pass back to Seabrook. Here's a quick pass to Connor Watson. This guy can fly for a big guy. One of the best power forwards in the SJHL. Matter of fact, might be the best forward in the SJHL for power forwards. There's a chance for Karkachuk. That one got blocked and picked up by Holmes, and down the ice again it goes, and Roberts will stop this at the side of his net. Seabrook will pick it up. 38 seconds to go in the Nipawin power play. Flin Flon, a power play goal, have taken a 1-0 lead. A 5-on-3 chance here for the Hawks. Now a 5-on-4 with Seabrook across the Bomber line. There's Lees, the goal scorer, around the boards, and he gets it away as it goes off the tip of Jansen's stick down the ice. And Watson will pick it up. 18 seconds to go in the power play. Watson will leave it. Seabrook will carry. Seabrook the drop pass to Watson. Watson at center. Made a good move. Oh, then he got hit by Fashon. A nice body check. And Flin Flon back down the ice. That'll do it for the Hawk power play. And Flin Flon able to kill the 5-on-3 here. The Bombers specialty teams, a big story here in the early going. Hawks still have the puck at center. That's picked up by Witter. He'll send that one in. Hawks are trying to chase down the loose puck again. It's picked up in the corner here by Miskew. Played it ahead. Grabbed by Anderson. He'll send it back at the Flin Flon zone, but right on the stick that time of Miskew. There's the call up for Flin Flon once again. The battle for AAA player Larre gets it back to Lalemire. Lalamere's got it. Drop pass to Ward. Shot right on it. A good stick save made by Gage Roberts, but the specialty teams, Raphael, they're the story here early.
Yeah, Bombers with that big power play goal. A lot of nervous energy in the building once that 5-on-3 went, but the Bombers, great defensive play. You've got guys like Fashon, you've got guys like Braden Bruce out there who know what to do, very defensive-minded, and some big saves when after from Finn Warner, and it keeps the Bombers up 1-0.
How about that big face-off win by Reed Arbery?
And just to win it cleanly and get that much and kill that much time, very impressive.
Media timeout. We'll see what's happening in the other games. Of course, with the time change now, I don't know if these games even started yet tonight. Oh, we got, Weyburn Melville just getting underway. But Humboldt Kindersley, we're going to have to wait another 40 minutes, and that, of course, is the big one tonight. So Melville, Weyburn set to get rolling. Weyburn, of course, sitting with 68 points. They'll be interested in what happens in this game. 2 points behind the Nipawin Hawks, and that's a big one for Weyburn, too, because if you finish in the top 4, you get home ice advantage in the first round of the playoffs.
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see, even if the Bombers get first round advantage or home ice advantage, they may be traveling 10 hours and going north-south against Estevan, so it'll be very interesting how that breaks down.
It'll be interesting for sure, but it's the 2 other games tonight. Melville's officially clinched the playoff spot now. Congratulations to Doug Johnson and his crew. He's had a number of injuries this year as well, but has done a very nice job. They're getting his team back in the postseason. That would be interesting if Melville and Nipawin play in the opening round. That could happen.
Great thing about the playoffs is everybody's 0-0 when the playoffs start.
That's right. 7:12 to go in the opening period. It's a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Joey Lees has picked up his 26th of the year, 13th power play marker. And the local product has had himself a wonderful season. Flin Flon has the puck back in the Nipawin net. That's Morozov. Morozov, lots of room. Hangs on, shoots it. Good save. Roberts rebound. They can't jam it in. Lee's looking for his second of the night. They've given Fashon and Miller have got the assists on the power play goal here by Lees tonight. His 26th of the year, back at the 6:23 mark here of this opening period. Decent crowd here for a Tuesday, second last home game of the year for the Bombers. Bob Beattie making his triumphant return with LaRange on Friday. Looking forward to that one. Should be great to see Bob again.
Bob Beattie looking like a contest at the Whitney Forum on Friday, Rob.
He's had a lot of great memories in this building, Bob.
Mike Reagan hasn't Bob Beattie, though.
No, he beat him in the playoffs twice with LaRange back-to-back, and of course those championship years in the mid-2000s. Of course, Bob had success with Humboldt here against Flin Flon prior to that, winning a national championship with the Broncos as well. So Bob, definitely an SJHL legend. I'm looking forward to having him back in the Whitney Forum. It'll be great to see him again and see this new look LaRange club. 1-0 Flin Flon leads it. They'll dump the puck in. That's picked up. Oh, look out, a steal here by Morozov. Back of the net. Took it right off the stick that time, and Nesbitt. He'll get it back to Ward. Ward hangs on. That one got blocked. Nice job that time by Anderson. Good pursuit by Flin Flon. They get another loose puck here. There's Miller a chance, and he rips it over top of the net. Not sure if Roberts even saw it. Riho in the corner, tried to come back out front. Roberts got his pad on it. Rebound picked up by Ulmer. Bruce at the blue line, a chance. Knocked down in front. Ulmer will hold it in. Back of the goal it goes. Yakubchuk will pinch up on the play. There's Yakubchuk along the boards. Anderson has him tied up. Briho looking for a puck. Good work by Yakubchuk. Got it back to Arbery. Knocked down back of the net. Look out, we're going to have a scrap here. Reed Arbery didn't like something, and he's going at it here. I can't make up the number. It's Nesbitt, the Nipawin D-man.
He's fighting above his weight for sure.
And look out, Arbery got a couple shots on him as he went down. So we get a scrap early, and I guess he didn't like that hit, Raphael, behind the net.
Did not care for it, no.
So Arbery gets up, he and Nesbitt chuck the knuckles, and we'll see if there's any extra penalties handed out, but it's a fight here. The thing is, for Flin Flon, they've lost another body for this game now, and Arbery didn't look too happy when he went off. I hope he's okay.
And Arbery is a big offensive threat for the Bombers.
And he won that big face-off, like we mentioned, on that 5-on-3 penalty kill. Hopefully Arbery's all right. He did not look happy when he left the ice. He went down hard back of the Nipawin net. And came up swinging, he and Nesbitt mixing it up. I don't think there's going to be any additional penalties. 7-3 the shots, by the way, in favor of Flin Flon in this opening period. Big game in Montreal tonight between Montreal and Toronto there, Raphael. Check the score on this.
It's not a big game, Rob. It's it's not a big game for the Leafs. What, they're about 7 in a row now?
They always seem to find a way to beat Montreal. We'll see what the score is here tonight in that big game. Yeah, you're right, the Leafs out of the playoffs. 2-1 Montreal, end of 2. So Montreal trying to stay in the playoff hunt. The Leafs, Kapanen and Deneau have scored for Montreal.
Other than Montreal, who do you think's going all the way, Rob?
Tough to bet against Colorado, isn't it?
Minnesota, Rob. Watch Minnesota.
And they made a lot of moves at the deadline. Yeah, that'd be a good pick, too. No extra penalties handed out, so it's 5 aside to Nesbitt and Arbery for fighting. And like we said, we hope that Arbery's all right. Again, he did not look happy when he left the ice as he got hit, so I'm thinking something went down there. Flin Flon will dump that one in for an icing call. They'll blow it down with 5:24 to go in the opening period. Once again, just the one goal, a power play marker by Joey Lees, who's got his 26th of the season. And like we said, they'll close things down against L'Orange, the home and home Friday night and Saturday afternoon.
That's right, 2 p.m. start time in LA.
Jokums will take the face-off against L'Esperance after the icing call to the right of the Bomber netminder Finn Werner. Off the face-off, Watson a chance, we didn't get much wood on that. Nice face-off win. Watson knocked it down, took a body check from L'Esperance.
Oh, we almost scrap another one here.
They're going to say that was hit ahead with a glove pass.
Love this L'Esperance character, Rob. A little Tom Wilson, maybe just a touch of the Claude Lemieux in this one.
He loves mixing it up, and Nipawin kind of wondering why the face-off was coming outside the Flin Flon Bomber line. The official trying to explain to him, but I agree. For a rookie, L'Esperance he brings it every night.
And just one of those guys you don't want to play against, but you want on your side.
Absolutely. He's been a great player for them for sure. Fashon making his presence felt tonight, back to get the puck back to that. There's Martin along the boards. Can't do much with it. Fashon, quick pass. There's Rhett Ewan to center ice. He'll throw that across the Nipawin line. Martin races for it, hit Wallington. Ewan a chance, and his backhander goes wide. L'Esperance tried to put it back out front. Intercepted that time by Jokums. Flin Flon trying to hold it in. Holmes is pinched in. There's Jokums swatted off his stick, but right on the stick that time of Radloff. Can't clear it out. Flin Flon holds it in. Rhett Ewan looking for the puck. He'll get it in deep. Battling with Seabrook back of the net. L'Esperance will pick it up. Bounces it to the blue line. Held in by Fashon. His shot out front. Kicked away by Roberts. There's Big Watson. Hawks have something going. 3 away with Jokums, the front runner. Jokums down the right side. Walks in a shot. Save made. Rebound out front. Clear to the blue line. Heinrich a drive. Good save that time by Werner without a stick. Here's Flin Flon back the other way. Ulmer to Morozov. Tried to come back to Ulmer, partially blocked. Ulmer knocked it down. Good end-to-end action here towards the tail end of the period as Morozov is taken down. There's Ward. Feeds it back to Mounier. That shot got blocked. Cole will try to get a hold of that one, knocked off his stick. Here's Morozov. Morozov at the Bomber blue line. Feeds it ahead to Lees to goal score. Side checks his guy Heinrich, but over there to pick up the puck is Jansen. Jansen gets it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Ward waited for it. He'll knock it down. 3.5 minutes remaining in the period. 1-0 Flin Flon. Lees, who's got the goal, has the puck at his blue line. Feeds that to Ward. Chipped it back inside the Nipawin zone. Wallington will give pursuit. Wallington quick on top of it. Here's the pass, knocked down by Miskew. He'll keep it in. Miskew, top of the circle. A hard shot just wide. Ward takes a rip and he hit Miller in front. Now a stick up in the face here of Ward.
He took one in the mouth.
Fans looking for a call. They're not going to get one. Meanwhile, the puck is lifted down the ice on target. Werner will make the save and he'll hang on.
It's getting a little chippy out there, Rob.
It certainly is. DeRuin getting into it here with Mounier. Mounier not happy about something.
And if you thought a Tuesday night, with both teams kind of cemented into the playoffs, I appreciate the integrity of the SJHL. We've seen a fight. We're seeing end-to-end action. Great showcase of this product here tonight.
3:02 remaining in the opening period. A good one between the Bombers and Hawks. 8th and final time they'll play, at least in the regular season.
Fantastic pace to this one here in the first period.
We've had good stretches here with no whistles, and obviously the playoffs might not technically start from a week from Friday, Raphael, but a lot of these teams have been in playoff mode the last several weeks.
And they want to get ready. No one wants to take their feet. It's tough to turn that faucet off. You want to just keep going and building that momentum.
Off the face-off, Flin Flon will chip it out. That forces the Nipawin D-man Cutler on his side. Look out, found on at that time. Seabrook, Flin Flon will get it back, but Cutler there to pick it up. Chip back inside the Flin Flon zone by Karkachuk. What a year he's had. Here's Miller. Inside his own zone, played that one ahead. Miskew flipped it ahead. He was looking for Laurie, but it's a little bit behind him. Puck rolls back in the Flin Flon zone. There's Miller on top of it, back of the goal. Miskew, pass outside the zone, a good one to Miller. Miller will take off to center. Here he comes across the Nipawin line. Miller, try to use Seabrook as a screen. Got the puck in deep. Now it's back of the Hawk net, picked up by Seabrook. Seabrook has it, lost a handle, taken away by Briho. Briho walks it, shoots it. Oh, good save, Roberts, and a great individual effort that time by Hudson. Briho stripped the puck away from the defender and got a great chance, but Gage Roberts, who's tough to beat, comes up with a big, big save. Flin Flon back on top of it. Briho again trying to get away from Mitchell. Mitchell hangs on to it, gets it back to center. Here's Anderson. Anderson inside the Flin Flon zone. That one took a funny hop and just went wide. Yakubchuk back of the goal. Here's Bruce. Tried to play it ahead. That got blocked. Witter holds it in. Anderson along the left-hand boards, deep inside the Flin Flon zone. Back of the goal. 1.5 minutes to go. Puck stolen back in. A wraparound attempt that time by the Hawks. Puck is in the crease. They try to jam it in. Somehow, Werner able to keep it out. Anderson after it again. Puck picked up back of the goal here by Olsen. Leaves it there for Witter. Good pressure here by the Hawks, trying to top the game at the end of the period. Yakubchuk played it ahead. Flin Flon will get 3 on it, but a couple guys are tired. Briho still out there. Here's Briho. Back at the Hawk blue line. Over to Lalamier. That'll go off the stick over top of the Nipawin net. Lees is back in there. Out front, Lalamier! And he gets robbed by Roberts. Vachon will hold it in. Vachon leaves it there for Martin. Martin in the corner for Lees. Back to Vachon at the left point. Sends the pass to Holmes. Holmes hangs on. That got partially blocked. Puck bouncing in front. Lalamier a chance. And Roberts down. And he'll make the save and hang on. A great, great chance by Lalamier here in the dying seconds. But Gage Roberts comes up with the answer.
Gage the Snake Roberts, yes indeed, as the Bombers are putting a lot of traffic in front of him. I don't know, some of these he's not seeing. He's just getting off of instinct here as they are bombarding the blue ice for the Roberts, and he's the reason why it's just 1-0.
He certainly is. That was a great save he made just earlier on Hudson Briho just before that.
Didn't get all of it, but got enough of it.
Roberts looking good again here at the Whitney Forum. He looks good pretty much every night, like we mentioned. Leads the league in victories, and the reigning goalie of the week after a couple of victories on the weekend, including a big victory against the Mustangs to stop their mammoth winning streak. Hawks have played the Mustangs well. They've beaten them 7 out of the 8 regular meetings, or 6 out of 7. They'll play one more time this year. Roberts obviously a big part of that. 35 seconds remaining in the opening period. The Hawks will dump it in, trying to tie up the game. Have had some good chances in their own right. Holmes Blue line knocked down, held in that time by Wallington. Lees will get it back. Lees takes a look. Here he is at center. Brings it in deep. Roberts will come out and play it to the corner. Seabrook lifts that one to the blue line, held in by Holmes. Lees, 11 seconds to go. His chance, fired wide. Ewan trying to get in there. There's Ewan. Back of the goal for Martin, trying to fight off a check. Puck back of the Hawk net. It's laying there. Nobody knows where it is. Now Seabrook will grab it. And that's going to do it for the opening period. And we had a lot of stuff happen. Just hoping that Reed Arbery's okay.
Yeah, he went off with that scrap there, showing the intensity of this one. Physicality, end-to-end action. A very entertaining period there as the Bombers lead 1-0.
They certainly do. Let's take a look at the opening goal. Again, scored by Joey Lees. His team leading 26th of the season, a power play marker. It's also his 13th power play goal. And Fashon and Miller had the assist on that. Shots favoring Flin Flon 9-5. Kind of funny we didn't have more shots with how much great skating, but again, both teams blocked a lot of shots.
Big block shots, big. The hamstrings are going to be bruising there going into the second period. I mean, Joey Lees had a couple of shots blocked before he was able to get it on that power play, as folks are coming right in tight. As you've been saying, the name of the game, blocking shots, a huge part of this day's game, as the Nipawin Hawks and Flin Flon Bombers are going to be taping up and getting some icy hot going into the intermission.
Lees has had a great year against Nipawin. Like we said, 7 points. He's now had 5 goals. And I guess this would be the 8th matchup this year. So he scored pretty. We had the hat-trick, of course, in Nipawin, which helped back there on that 4-game road trip at the end of January. But again, the 1 goal by Flin Flon. Lees' his team leading 26 for Sean and Miller, the assist in the power play goal at 6:23. And when Flin Flon leads after 1 period of play this year, a very impressive 25-3-1. When the Hawks trail after 1 this year, 5-7-1-1. But for Nipawin, they got to be happy it's just a 1 goal, and they had their opportunities as well.
They've had great chances, but I think if we look back and the Bombers win it, we'll look back to the first period in that 5-on-3.
Yes, that was a big, big kill. And again, Reed Arbery with that big face-off win. Here's hoping that he's all right. He certainly looked flustered when he left the ice. I know he went down. A couple guys hit him behind the net. He got up, and him and Nesbitt went on it right away, but hopefully he's okay, because like we said, and like Raphael commented, the guys that not in uniform tonight, I mean, no Seitz, no Muka, no Knutson, no Delisle, Alexander Stinton. You could argue that that's 6 All-Stars.
That's what I say. There's an All-Star team with the scratches. Alexander brings the physicality. Stinton's got those great hands. Seitz is just like a water bug out there. He looks like he got shot out of a cannon. Muka can throw it down as well, and Maverick Delisle's just got that goal scorer's touch.
Muka 16 goals this year.
Yeah, and he's got a big cannon, and just brings a little, just all the added energy and the confidence that he has when he gets going.
Here's hoping they can get some of those guys back for the playoffs. They'll need them, because like Raphael said, I don't care who you play, everybody starts at 0, and you just never know in the playoffs. So here's hoping get some of those guys back and try to get as complete a lineup as they can to start the playoffs, which again will begin here at the Whitney Forum 1 week from this very Friday. 1-0. Lees has got his 26th of the year. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the second period on Flow momentarily. And welcome back to Whitney Forum. The two respective coaching staffs are making their way back to the benches. And of course, we get the second period coming up momentarily. A 1-0 lead for Flin Flon again, just the one goal. A power play marker from Joey Lees, his 26th of the year, the only goal so far at 6:23. Vachon and Miller, the assists on that one. Saw a scrap, saw some good goaltending, a goal, and again, like you mentioned, Raphael, before we close things off from the opening period, obviously the goal is important, but that 5-on-3 that Flin Flon killed as well.
Yeah, it's the stuff that doesn't show up on the score sheet that is really big. Reed Arbery winning that big face-off. He got involved in the scrap. His night's done, but it looks like he's okay.
Well, we saw him walking around. He had a bit of a smile on his face, so hopefully he's all right. You just, like I mentioned to Mike on the post-game show on Saturday, anytime a Bomber player goes down, you just hold your breath. They got so many guys that are out of the lineup, but we'll see what happens here in the final three games. It'll be interesting to see what Flin Flon does against La Ronge Ice Wolves for the final weekend. I mean, I know he's trying to get a few more APs in the lineup. I'm sure he probably wants to rest a few more guys.
Yeah, but if you can, maybe throw one of those guys who's injured just to get his legs under him, just to get some game experience in there, because you don't want to be going cold into the playoffs.
It'll be interesting to see if Kyle Marston gets in. He's ready to go, from my understanding. Does he play the last two games against La Ronge? You could put him on forward.
Yeah, it could be interesting to see how things shape up, and interesting what kind of lineup La Ronge puts out there as well.
Well, Bob Beatty's back. It'll be interesting, and looking forward to, like we said, the home and home to officially wrap up the regular season. La Ronge here on Friday, and then a Saturday afternoon game in La Ronge on Saturday.
He's going to weep when you see him for the coaches show, Rob. He's going to give you a kiss on the cheek.
Bob was a great guy. I interviewed him many, like I said, between both Humboldt and La Ronge. And
I interviewed him longest 5 minutes of my life.
Bombers back on the ice. The Hawks have already made their way out there. And Flin Flon, even without 7 regulars in the lineup, dictated the pace of the first period.
And it was quite a pace, as we were talking about. Firewhack in action, back and forth. Both teams getting ready for the playoffs, where things are just elevated just a little bit. You're seeing a little taste of it here tonight.
Flin Flon knows they've got first overall. The Hawks not sure where they're going to wind up, but again, with a victory tonight, could really make it interesting. Just 2 points behind Yorkton and Battleford for second. The thing is, Nipawin will only have 1 game left after tonight. Those two teams still have 2. So this is obviously a big one for the Hawks if they want to finish second. They need the 2 points here at the Whitney Forum as Hoynes and Miller line up for the faceoff. And we're underway with period number 2. Holmes feeds that pass to Miller. That one chopped away at the Hawk blue line. Hoynes will pick it up. Hoynes has it and sends the pass. That's picked up here and fired back in Flin Flon territory by Shields. Puck came out front. Mason Karkachuk will chase that one down at the blue line, throws it back out front. Looking for Shields. Shields able to fight off a check there. He'll throw it back in the corner. Looking for Hoynes, intercepted by Vachon. Throws it over to Lalemire. Lalemire will poke that one outside the zone as it goes off Seabrook. Poked ahead that time by Wellington. Here's Vachon back in his own zone. Forced back of his own net, gets rid of it. Holmes has it. Played it ahead to Breho, but he can't hang on. Hawks back on the attack. Here's Big Connor Watson. Watson across the Bomber line. His shot got blocked. Rebound picked up here by Vachon. Played it ahead to Lalemire. He'll poke that one ahead. Miller can't get a stick on it. Hawks keep it in. Good start for Nipawin here in the period. Puck does come out. Rolls back in the Hawks zone. There's Heinrich on top of it. Bounces that one ahead. Holmes tied up here with Radloff. Puck came back to Vachon. Watson closely watches him. Vachon dodges him back of the goal. Here's Holmes' pass. Rhett Ewan quickly ahead here to Breho. Knocked back to L'Esperance, tried to come back out front, broken up that time by Jokums. L'Esperance and Radloff collide just below us. Puck set back in Nipawin territory. Watson will rip that around the boards. Puck stays in. Picked up by Heinrich. Loses it to L'Esperance. L'Esperance with the steal, tried to get it back out front. Knocked the blue line. Picked up by Ward, fired on target, and Roberts. He'll make the glove save and hang on. Just underway in the second period here. The Bombers and Hawks for the 8th and final time this year. Could be something if they meet in the postseason, which will be the first time since Doug Johnson was behind the bench.
Those were some spirited series between those two teams about 6-7 years ago, I'd say.
2 loudest buildings by far in the playoffs.
And fans traveling back and forth.
It was fantastic. I mean, we all know how the Whitney Forum can get, but I'll tell you what, the cage, it was rocking, and that was a lot of fun in there.
Yeah, all the Bomber fans on that one side.
Great atmosphere there for sure. And of course, Nipawin, Flin Flon used to meet in the playoffs regularly, back when we still played the division style. Puck will go back inside the Flin Flon zone. That's fired wide that time. Penalty coming up against Flin Flon again as Anderson's knocked down. And I believe it's going to be
cross-checking.
Yeah, Bruce is going to go here, the big Bomber D-man. And Nipawin going to go to the power play for the third time here tonight. Bruce will take the penalty. It is a cross-check against Anderson, and Nipawin back on the power play for the third time. Looking to tie up the game. They couldn't convert on the 5-on-3, but you don't want to keep giving them power plays.
And this is something that is having Mike Reagan chug the Pepto-Bismol. They've gotten into penalty troubles in Melfort in the game I called over there, and something that really gets under the coach's skin.
And they took some penalties against North Battleford on Saturday as well. It was the penalty kill that bailed them out of that game. Nipawin on the power play for the third time. Again, the 7th-ranked power play in the league at 19.8%. Certainly a lot of guys that are very, very dangerous with the extra attacker. Karkachuk comes to mind with his 5 power play goals. How about Connor Watson? He's got 10. Witter at the blue line. Through traffic. Save, Witter, rebound. Flin Flon can't clear it out. Speaking of Watson, he's there. Now it comes out. And Witter will grab it at the Nipawin blue line. Lots of time on the Hawk power play. 1:26 to go. Witter will flip that one in. There's Fashon. Picked it up back of his own net. High off the glass. And into the Nipawin bench. So that'll give the Hawks a face-off once again back in Flin Flon territory. And like we said, lots of weapons on both these teams. They both can score a lot of goals.
Yeah, Nipawin's got a lot of skip in their step here to start the second period. Ice tilted in that opening part. Now with the face-off, a lot of opportunities here for Nipawin as Finn Warner has been a little more busy here than he has been in the first period.
Flin Flon second in the league in goals at 225. Nipawin third with 214. And they've got a great chance here as they got the puck back in the Bomber net. That's Shields back to Hoynes at the left point. Back along the boards. And away from Shields, picked up back of the goal by Karkachuk. We mentioned his 5 power play goals on the year. Here's Shields. Back out front. Nice pass. Great save. Witter there. Robbing Hoynes on the one-timer. You can't set it up any better than that. Nipawin chased back to center. 52 seconds remaining in the Nipawin power play. They'll get the puck back across the Bomber line. That's picked up by Wallington. Redirected at the last second. Just went wide. Low glove side. Wallington holds it in. Back of the net picked up here by Holmes. Can he get it out? No. Karkachuk holds it in. Karkachuk a drive. Save made. Loose puck in front. Flin Flon clears it, but not out. Wallington's drop pass. Here's Karkachuk. He ripped it wide. Werner without his goal stick. Here's Wallington. Back to the blue line. Picked up here by Hoynes. Made a good move along the boards. Out front. Shields a chance. Save. Werner down. They can't get the puck out. Picked up by Jokums. 15 seconds remaining in the Nipawin power play. Tried to come back out front. That got blocked. Flin Flon tried to grab it. There's Jakubchuk. Hoynes though quickly took it from him. Left it back of the goal for Shields. Back out front. Got blocked. There's a chance again. Flin Flon can't clear. Held in here by Karkachuk. Spins and fires. Bruce is out of the box. We're back to 5 aside. Puck is chipped ahead. Lees will pick it up. He's by himself inside Nipawin territory. But Flin Flon kills another Nipawin power play. They're 0 for 3, but boy, Finn Werner, fantastic. We talk about your goaltender being your best penalty killer. Werner was that.
2-3 big saves without the paddle.
Hawks have a 2-on-1. Here's Jansen down the right side. Walks in, shoots it. And a good save again by Werner. Hawks keeping the pressure on here in the second period. And all of a sudden we're tied up at 10. The Hawks 5 shots to the Bombers, 1 here in the period. And a lot of them came on that last power play.
Yeah, I was talking about how Finn Werner was very active in the last few minutes even before the power play. And then just a great reflexes from Finn Werner, keeping this one 1-0 for the Bombers.
Face off back in Flin Flon territory, the left of Werner. As Jansen, who had a chance moments ago, will take the face-off here against Lees, the goal scorer in this game. Off the draw, the Hawks win it, but it gets away from Heinrich. And Morozov will barrel down on him. Heinrich will throw it up the boards. Intercepted here by Ulmer. Ulmer tried to come back out front to Lees, but that got blocked. There's Cole. He took a bit of a hit. Deep in Nipawin territory. Flin Flon trying to jump on the loose puck. Grabbed here by Jansen. Jansen's got it back of the net. Jansen a good move inside his own zone. Will flip it ahead to center. Ward cut it off. Feeds it back to Miller. Miller across the Nipawin line. His chance off a stick over top of the goal. Came right back in front of the Nipawin net. Hawks have it. This is Big Watson. Dropped it back here to Heinrich. Heinrich to center. Skates it across the Bomber line. Dropped that one back. Set back inside the Flin Flon zone, back of the goal. Jansen still out there trying to poke it back out front. Ward gets it instead. Here's Ward, he'll take a look, swings the pass to center. Picked up, and Laurie will flip that one in. Once again, the call up for the Battle for AAA program here tonight. He actually played in that game against the Firemen as well on Sunday. Here's Mounier, a chance. Blocked that time by Olsen. Puck comes back to center. Flin Flon will play it back across the Nipawin line. Right on the stick that time is Seabrook. Seabrook has it. Off the glass. Olsen thought he might get free. Laurie tripped up, but here's Miller with a chance. Down the right side, shot on target, a good one, and a good save again by Gage Roberts. Great opportunity there by Connor Miller, the former Humboldt Bronco. Flin Flon just their second shot here of the second period, but keeping the Hawks at base so far with a 1-0 lead. The power play goal again by Lees. The difference in this one right now.
Yeah, but Nipawin definitely looking to swarm here. This has been a very enthusiastic Nipawin Hawk effort so far here in the second period.
They've had some really good chances. Finn Werner holding them at base so far. 14:03 to go in the period. Lesperance back out there for the face-off against Hoynes. Bombers try to keep it in. Puck will come out. Lesperance back on it at center, gives it away. Stolen here by Shields. He's been good here in the period. Throws it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Holmes playing a ton tonight, will knock it down. He'll play it outside the zone. Lalamira, quick pass. Here's Briho trying to catch up with it. Briho will pick it up and go in deep here on Mitchell. Mitchell rubbed him out back of the net. Seabrook back there. Flin Flon tried to jam it free. Lesperance in the corner. Lost the handle to Karkachuk. Here comes Hoynes. Nice job to Shields. Back to Hoynes. Hoynes picks it up. Hoynes to the top of the slot. A chance, and he ripped it wide over top of the left arm that time of Werner. Briho. Can he get it out? No, he can't. Puck held it at the line that time by Hoynes as well as Watson. Flin Flon trying to dig it free. Watson's got the puck. Watson for the Hawks. Watson hangs on. There's a toe drag, a shot. Good save. Werner rebound. And Watson fired that one wide. Watson has it back out front, looking for Karkachuk a little bit behind him on the blue line. There's a chance, knocked down in front of the net. Watson will get it back. Here's Watson. To the slot, shot on, stick save made. Briho picked it up, hit his own guy. Briho will get it back. He'll lift that one ahead. Puck comes back to center. Watson grabbed it again. Lost the handle. Briho been out there a long time. Flin Flon needs a change. Here's Fashon.
They just can't clear.
No, they can't. But like you said, Nipawin is really bringing it here in the period. Hawks on it again at center. This is Jokums this time. He'll try to get a hold of it. Look out, he's taken to the ice. That could have been a penalty for sure against Flin Flon. And now we got one of the Bombers down on the play here. We're going to have maybe another fight here. Watson, that's, I think that might be Holmes.
Holmes is down, yeah.
Did you see the hit there, Raphael?
I just saw him go down, and he is still down.
The Bomber trainer racing out there. Another Bomber has dropped, and they're not happy about it. I think Watson was the guy. It was a body check back. That Holmes is down. He's got his helmet off.
Well, Fauchon, him almost went at it.
Bomber fans are giving it to the referee here tonight. I'm not sure if we're going to see any penalties, or I don't believe we're going to. Hopefully Holmes is okay. Colin Marston obviously pretty concerned. He's got the gate open. He's looking at his fallen comrade there. But these Bomber fans are not happy even behind the broadcast booth here. I did not see the hit. Holmes very slow to get up. Referees are having a discussion below us here. Normally my eye in the sky, Aaron Lawrence watching on Flow TV tells me Holmes did get up from his own accord, but has made his way to the dressing room. And that's now 8 regulars for the Bombers. Well, actually 9 because Arbery's out with a fight. Yep. Holy cow, 9 guys not in uniform for Flin Flon here tonight. Mike Reagan looking concerned on the bench, and he should. As the bodies continue to drop, I did not see the hit again.
Referee's trying to figure out if it's a penalty or not.
Melville, by the way, has taken a 1-0 lead on Weyburn late in the opening period. Humboldt Kindersley just underway. That huge game for both those teams tonight. Both out of the playoffs. And needing victories and hoping that they can get some favors and hold off Estevan for that 8th spot. Radloff and Fashon getting an explanation here from the referee.
They're going to show the hit here.
Here we go. Well, I just saw the end of it here. Can you run that again there, guys? I just saw the end of it. Can you run that one again there, Matt? I just saw the end of it. Maybe not. Anyway, did you get a look at it on the replay there?
I just saw a tail of him as well. I saw the stick go up.
So they're having a conversation here. No penalties gone up on the board yet that I've seen. Radloff and Fashon likely. Kindersley scored right off the hop against Humboldt. They scored 18 seconds into the opening period here. There is going to be a penalty. Watson's going to go here. So Watson's taking a penalty.
So Fashon's taking the penalty as well.
Okay. There you go. So both guys are gone. Fashon for Flin Flon, Watson for Nipawin. That's probably what happened after the hit as they were going at each other. So 4-on-4 hockey here for the first time here tonight. And hopefully Nash Holmes is okay. Mike Reagan's called the referee over. He's pointing down that corner, but again, I didn't see what happened.
Well, that was the scene of the crime.
Yeah. It was a high hit. If it was a high stick, I'm not sure what it was. But the long and short of it, Nash Holmes has left the game.
Well, I think Mike saw it in real time, and then he saw the replay, so he's definitely has his mind made up. They're not going to Kozin to have his explanation of it.
Well, after all that, 12-13 remaining here in the second period. And Flin Flon remains in front 1-0. 4-on-4 hockey coming up. Yakubchuk, Bruce, Lees, and Morozov for Flin Flon. Wallington, Seabrook, Jokums, and Radloff was out there for the Hawks. And a big face-off inside the Flin Flon zone, the left of the goaltender, Finn Werner. Lees the goal scorer to take the face-off here against Jokums, who's been red hot of late. Hawks win the draw. Seabrook into the glove, and there's a nice save that time by Finn Werner. He'll reach up and snag that.
Now you can feel these. There's animosity out there. There's tension in the air here.
2 minutes for roughing was the calls. Fans are certainly getting a little bit hostile here, as we can tell. Again, I think they're getting tired of seeing guys drop here for this Flin Flon team. Boy, they've been just absolutely decimated with injuries this year. Just absolutely crazy. Here's Jokums back out front. Seabrook walked in. He scores. We got a tie hockey game. Seabrook open in front of the net. And he's not going to make any mistake from there. And he'll score at the 8-minute mark. The hot D-man Seabrook has tied things up, his 4th of the year. And boy, he got wide open, did he not?
He was right in the slot, and nothing too fancy. He didn't try a deke, didn't try a move, just a quick flick of the wrist, and boom.
He's able to snag it. His 4th of the year, and Nipawin has tied the game. And we'll remain 4-on-4 for another minute 47. Witter and Martin take the face-off. Ward has it on his side of center. Played that back to Mounier. Here's Mounier being watched here. Nipawin certainly had a lot of good chances. You know, it's just a matter of time. They're going to bury one with all the great chances they were getting. Here's Mounier. The pass to Ward. He'll get that one in, but Wallington quickly on top of him. Wallington will poke it to the corner. Breho after, or sorry, that's Martin after as he throws the body check. Seabrook will pick it up. He's got the goal. He'll send it off the boards back down the ice for an icing call. You get the assist there, Raphael?
It looks like going to be Radloff and Watson, I believe.
That would make sense. Watson's been fantastic for the Hawks here. No, actually, Watson's in the penalty box. It's not him.
Oh, so it would have been Cutler then.
Cutler, yeah.
Because it was, 24, not 34.
Yeah, Watson's in the penalty box. So 11 and a half minutes to go in the second period. Nipawin has tied it. Flin Flon will dump that one back in deep. Have not had a lot of good chances in this second period, but back on their heels for a good chunk of it. Seabrook, the goal scorer for Nipawin, has it. Feeds that back to Wallington. Wallington, lots of room. Oh, good move there at his blue line. Back to center. Ulmer took it from him. Played it ahead. Here comes Miller. Miller back to the other direction for Flin Flon. Poked away at the blue line. Great play that time by Jansen. Jansen across the line, dropped it back. Seabrook, another chance, and that one knocked away here by Finn Werner. Seabrook will get the backhander away, and he'll flip it over the glass. And boy, Flin Flon, not a lot of offensive chances in this period, Raphael.
Yeah, right from Jump Street, Nipawin really took control of it, and there were opportunities where I was double taking, thinking that the Bombers were on a penalty kill. It was 5 aside, and just puck possession has been the name of the game for Nipawin here in period number 2.
10:56 to go. Point is set for the face-off against Leeds once again on the right of Finn Werner, a 1-1 hockey game. Hawks taking over here offensively. They win another face-off. Here's Heinrich. Heinrich a chance. He didn't miss by much. A nice hard drive. Lees. He'll tap that off the boards. Mitchell back to get it. Bruce back at the Flin Flon line. He'll grab a hold of it before Karkachuk can pick it up. And now Yakubchuk will grab it back of his own net. Karkachuk watching him. 21 seconds remaining of 4-on-4 hockey. Here's the pass to Lees. Lees up the right side, back across the Nipawin line. Hangs on, ripped out over top of the net. Breho. He'll knock it down, played it back to center. Here's Lees. Intercepted, puck comes out. Bruce grabs it on his side of center. Karkachuk watches him. Back to 5-on-5 here. Fashana Watson out of the box. Yakubchuk will drill it in. Off the side of the Nipawin net, that's picked up here by Mitchell, the young Nipawin D-man. Up the middle, oh, they almost had Karkachuk sprung here. Yakubchuk though got his stick on it. Flin Flon will poke the puck out. Here's a chance now for Martin. 1-on-1 here against Cutler. Flin Flon holds it in. Here's Breho. Breho. Back of the Nipawin net, throws it out front. Nobody home, and Radloff back the other way. Here comes Radloff. Racing across the Bomber line. Mounier took it from him. Ward played it back to Martin. Martin flipped it ahead. Knocked down by Jokums outside the blue line. Here's Jokums. He's knocked to the ice. Mounier does get it out. Picked up here by Cutler on the Hawks side of center. He'll rip it in. And Werner, who's been the story for Flin Flon tonight, makes the save. Here's Ewan. Back to pick up the puck. Played that one ahead to Ward out of his reach. Intercepted by Cutler inside the Hawks zone. Fed it back to Wallington, who almost coughed that one up. On a good forecheck here by Martin. Mounier will knock it down. Center ice, here comes L'Esperance. Stick handling across the line, nice pass. Red Ewan to the net, can he finish up? No! Roberts! Stopping him on the doorstep. What a great chance, Flin Flon. Best chance of the period. Engage Roberts, another big save. Great opportunity there for Rhett Ewan. Here comes Lalimier. He'll race in. Lalimier down the wing, a chance. Stopped by Roberts. Rebound. Off the glove that time of Olsen. He'll play it back to Anderson. Anderson lets Witter take it. Back to Anderson. Knocked away. Miskew comes over. Here's Miskew. Nice pass over to Miller. Miller will knock it down inside the Hawk zone. Miller has got it. Here's a chance. Roberts stopped that rebound. Fired wide. Bruce throws it back in. Intercepted back of the goal by Cutler. He's been out there a long time. Bruce can't hold it in. Taps it ahead from Miskew. D-man converted to forward with the injuries. Is that what goes up? And hits somebody on the Nipawin bench. Great chance by Rhett Ewan there, Raphael, but Gage Roberts, another
The Flin Flon Bombers would like to thank Peter Ballantyne Creed Nation for their support as a bus sponsor.
Gage Roberts sat back in his net,
BBCN helping fuel the Bombers to victory on the road.
Great save, perhaps style-wise the save of the night, but Urin providing us get a little replay here of the opportunity as take a look at this. Just
great save.
Yeah, they had the great little dead leg move there from Rhett Ewan, but that's been all the Bombers offense that we've seen so far here in the second period. Just that little burst.
They're saying Jokums and Radloff.
Jokums, yeah, it would have been 4 Jokums, yeah.
Jokums and Radloff, the assists on the Seabrook goal. His fourth of the year. How about the Kindersley Clippers, Raphael? 2-0 on Humboldt here early in the opening period.
Is it too little too late for Kindersley?
2 shots, 2 goals. Perlinger and Demo have got the goals. Wow, they had to run the table, and they're going to need some favors.
Well, I mean, before Christmas, they were battling the Bombers for the top spot in the league.
Yeah, they've just been very inconsistent down the stretch, but a big 2-0 lead for Kindersley tonight. Kobe Perlinger's got his 12th, and Russ Demo, the terrific D-man who's been hurt for a good chunk of the year, has his 7th. So Kindersley's got Humboldt in some trouble, but there's still a lot of hockey to be played. Melville, a 1-0 lead on Weyburn, heading into the second here tonight. 1-1 is the score. The Bombers able to muster just the 3 shots in the second period and have lost Nash Holmes. Another player went down with an injury here moments ago. We pray that he's okay as the injuries continue to mount with the playoffs very, very close. Here's Heinrich up the boards. Can't clear the puck out. There's Lees. He'll rip that around the boards. Picked up that time by Cole. Flin Flon intercepts, so there's Borisov a chance to the side of the net. That one got denied. Hawks pick it up. Quick pass outside the zone. DeRuin to center. He'll poke that back in Flin Flon territory. Bruce, oh, big hit there. DeRuin took a run at him. Bruce back of the net will knock it down. Gets a hold of it. Nice power. He had Morozov free. It gets away from Hill racing after it. Icing negated. Here comes Seabrook. Plays that one ahead to DeRuin. Hawks after it. Jansen. Good body check that time by Bruce. Puck squirts free. Grabbed here by Shields. He's been really impressive tonight. Vachon tried to poke it ahead. Goes down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Flin Flon. 6:57 to go, and we're starting to see some physical play here now in the second period as well.
Yeah, big bouncing bodies out there as we're seeing just a little bit of everything in this one, but boy, on points, definitely. The Nipawin Hawks have just grabbed the momentum of this one and been pouring it on here right from the start of the period.
Yeah, Flin Flon looked good. They took the pace to them in the first period, but it's been a different story here in the second. The Hawks out shooting Flin Flon 10-5, and they've got the tying goal here by the D-man Seabrook. It's a 1-1 game. Here's Vachon. Nice pass to Miskew at center, but knocked away quickly. Karkachuk right back the other way. Karkachuk threads the needle. Threw it out front for Shields, a little bit past him. Larray for Flin Flon. He's spun down in the corner. Puck laying there. Bruce stays with it. Picked up by Lesperance. Can't clear. We're going to get another penalty here. Holding is going to be the call. Might be Karkachuk of the Hawks. He's arguing it. So Flin Flon 1-for-1 in the power play. Karkachuk will go for a hold, and we'll see if the #1 power play in the league can retake the lead here, Raphael. They haven't had a lot of offensive opportunities. They might get some now.
This is just what the doctor ordered for
but
the
no
Bombers.
Reed Arbery.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see with what the Bombers have left. Who's on P1, who's on P2, as the Bombers are kind of doing it by committee here. As momentum-wise, the Bombers definitely needed this just to get some oomph in this period.
Morozov, Miller, Lees, Vachon, and Martin. And they'll blow that down right off the face-off, but you're right, they don't have enough for 2 power play units like they normally do.
Yeah, probably not.
Flin Flon can't hold it in. But still some good offensive players out there. Vachon back in his own zone. And a chance for Flin Flon here with 6:24 to go in the second period. Shots are 15-14 Hawks in the game. Lees lost the handle. Vachon will pick it up. Look out! Had his pocket picked here. Taken away by Jokums. Remember, Nipawin's got the best penalty killing unit in the league. And they get the puck in deep. Miller comes back to try to settle things down, and Vachon will grab the puck back of his net. He'll swing that pass to Martin. Martin had his pocket picked. Radloff the steal. Vachon blocked it. Picked up again, a backhander on target, and a save made by Werner. It's the Hawks getting the chances here on the PK. Flin Flon stymied right now. Here comes Miller. Down the wing, he'll carry the puck in. Miller to the blue line. Ward knocked it down, fed it back to Martin. Martin doesn't shoot it. Back to the goal to Morozov. Back out front to Miller. He can't find the handle. Stolen this time by Jansen. Flin Flon able to keep it in though. Jansen will get a second chance and he'll flap it down the ice. 53 seconds remaining in the Bomber power play. 5:23 in the second period. And the Bombers cannot get anything going offensively. Here's Rhett Ewan, who's had the best chance for Flin Flon in this period. Here's Miskew. He's across the line. He'll rip that one in for Ulmer. Covered that time. Lalimier goes after it. Trying to throw it out front. It goes off of Robert's stick. A nice job there, and he'll redirect that puck back to center. 22 seconds to go. Another chance for Lalimier, but once again knocked right off his stick. Ward feeds that pass to Ewan. Ewan trying to get across the line. Hawks have it. Stripped away and sent back to center, but a good play by Ward to knock it down. Feeds it back to Lalimier. 5 seconds to go in the power play. Redirected, a good chance. That's their best chance on the power play. Kind of fooled Roberts a little bit. That's going to do it.
Yeah, a bit of a knuckleball there you had to have.
On 1 for 2. Karkachuk's out of the box. Shields has got the puck. Shields across the line. Dropped it back. Hoytus a chance and a backhander over top of the Bomber net. Nipawin feeling this one here tonight. Puck bounces and just goes wide. There's Mounier. Flin Flon just a one shot on that entire power play. That was one that came from center ice. Larray is knocked down. Yakubchuk will flip it out. Gives it right back to Seabrook at center. 4:05 to go in the period. Yakubchuk in the corner for Mounier. Pinned up that time by Anderson. Flin Flon try to move the puck ahead. There's Yakubchuk. Tries to freeze it up. Lalimier still has it. Bad giveaway here. Witter intercepts it. Witter has it. Off the pipe. Oh, Lalamere, a horrible giveaway, and the Hawks almost made them pay. Laurie will get that one back in tight for Briho, and I think that's the case. The guys being tired there, Raphael.
They've had trouble clearing all period.
Here's Briho circling back to the blue line. He'll hang on, a chance. Knocked down. Laurie gets an opportunity, ripped that over top of the net. His best chance. Hawks try to get going, but it hit a partition, but they'll get it to center anyway. Laurie back on top of it. Leaves it there for Bruce. Here's Fashon. 3:13 remaining. Laurie will redirect that one in. Roberts going to roam out of his net. He'll rip it around the boards himself. Witter picked it up at center. Sends it back inside Flin Flon territory. There's Fashon. Left it there for Ulmer. Fashon back of the goal. There's Bruce. Briho. Tapped it ahead to Ulmer. Lesperance. Across the Hawk line. Lesperance bringing it in every game like we mentioned. A good bump though along the boards that time. Lesperance still moving. Trying to get that puck free. Also in there is Ulmer. The Hawks have it. Picked up and set off the glass that time. And down in Flin Flon territory by Olsen. Bruce forced back. Jokem's on top of him. Here's Fashon. Great fort check by Nipawin, but Fashon will turn the corner on him. Feeds it to Bruce. Back to Fashon at center. He'll flip that puck in. Puck goes wide. Flin Flon on it though. A backhander, and Roberts all over that one. Will pick it up in the glove, and Flin Flon will get a rare offensive zone faceoff. Haven't seen a lot of faceoffs in the Nipawin zone in the second period.
Yeah, everything's been tilted out to the other end. Finn Werner is the one who's been keeping this one a 1-1 game, as the Nipawin Hawks were able to get the equalizer and have grabbed the momentum here in period number 2.
They certainly have, out shooting Flin Flon 11-6. The Bombers down 9 regular players now, with the losses of Arbery and Holmes here in this game tonight. Arbery was a fight. We're hoping he's okay, and Holmes got hit, took a high stick, I guess. And he's out of the game. 2-on-1 Nipawin. Here's Cole. Cole has it. Back out front. Lee's a great defensive play to knock that one away. Morozov will take off the other way. Here's Morozov down the ice, back to Lees. Left it there. Here's Ward. Ward hangs on to it, looking for a lane, shoots it, a good chance. Puck is loose. Flin Flon trying to jam it back out front. Great effort there. Ulmer knocked to the ice, but a nice deceptive shot by Sam Ward.
If there's anything that the Bombers are going to have to do against Roberts, it's going to be something ugly, because he seemed to have troubles with his glove hand. He's kind of misplayed ones and give the Bombers a second bite of the apple. They're not going to get anything too pretty on Roberts here. They got to swarm the net when they can.
1:42 to go. Great game here tonight between these longtime rivals. The 8th and final meeting again between Flin Flon and Nipawin. Will they meet in the playoffs? I guess it remains to be seen. Won't be in the opening round. Fashon a chance. Roberts the save, and he'll grab that and hang on off his chest pad. And I think Flin Flon at least making him work a little bit now, getting some chances on him.
Well, just give Warner a break from all the effort that he's done and just try to build some confidence going into the third period here.
Miller, a good face-off battle, take the draw here once again against the Hawks. Hoynes wins the face-off. Boy, Miller's been so good at that. Here's Fashon. His backhander got stopped. Hawks will pick it up. Seabrook, the goal scorer for Nipawin, gets it back to center before he loses the handle. Here's Fashon. Back to Miller. Miller across the line. He'll bring it in. Miller back of the net. Still has it. Good work here by Miller. Miller tried to come back out front to Martin. Hawks have it though. Karkachuk. Back inside the Flin Flon zone before Fashon got it. Brett Ewan can't get a stick on it. Karkachuk. He flips it back inside the Flin Flon zone. 1 minute remaining here. In this second period, a 1-1 hockey game. Mason Karkachuk for the Hawks feeds it ahead this time to Hoynes. Hoynes back of it, out front, puck laid there, and Karkachuk can't get a stick on it. Meanwhile, Briho races the other way. Oh, he had a good head of steam going there and lost it the last second. Briho can really motor. Tied up back of the goal with Wallington. Puck picked up by Shields. He'll lift it to the blue line. Lesperance waits for it. There's a shot. Roberts a save. Rebound is laying there. Picked up here by Yakimchuk. Yakimchuk a chance, and that goes wide.
Big rebounds from Roberts he's offering.
Late pressure here by Flin Flon. 18 seconds to go. Flin Flon. Good work by Miskew to dig it free. Here's Mounier. Mounier hanging on to it. Now he shoots it. Roberts turned it away. Puck laying back of the Hawk net. Miskew had a stick grabbed, and now he gets free. Spins it. Oh! Good chance in front for Lesperance, and he can't redirect it. And now Lesperance mixing it up with Wallington here at the end of the period. What a great pass out of the corner that time by, I believe it was the Bombers' Briho to find Lesperance out front.
Yeah, Lesperance had just leaped over his stick. That was with 5 seconds to play. Wouldn't that be something going into the tunnels as Lesperance there agitating to right up until the end of the period.
Bombers got 11 shots. They last 5 minutes they poured it on after being back on their heels for a good chunk of that period. So Flin Flon 20 shots so far in the game. The Hawks 16, but they get the tying goal here, Raphael, on just a bad giveaway in their own zone. Seabrook takes advantage. Like you said, didn't no booming slap shot, nothing. Just got a hold of it, got a quick release, able to beat Finwarder low blocker side.
And you could just feel it. It was a matter of time before the Nipawin Hawks scored. I'm impressed by Warner's play that they only just got the one there. Warner, he made 2 or 3 big saves without the stick in his hand. That'll be something that won't show up on the box score either. But the Flin Flon Bombers, I would say, except for that last 5 minutes, definitely outplayed in period number 2.
They got it going. They almost come through with the go-ahead goal late in the second, but you're right. Gage Roberts had obviously a lot more busy in the opening period than he was in the second. But there remains a 1-1 game after 2, just the 1 goal in the second period. Seabrook again. It's fourth from Radloff and Jokums. That came exactly at 8 minutes. Shots dead even at 11. Flin Flon poured on like we said for the last 5 minutes. The Bombers a 2-period total of 20. Nipawin a 2-period total of 16. Special teams a bit of a factor. Nipawin 0 for 3. That does include the 5-on-3. And Flin Flon 1 for 2. Looked great in the first power play. Again, the second one really had a chance. Basically, I had the one shot, and that came from center ice.
And Nipawin had a couple of short-handed chances on that penalty kill. They had better chances than the Bombers had. It was like I was mentioning there towards the end of the period. Interesting to see if Roberts' lack of rebound control comes back to haunt him. That's the one small thing I can say about his goaltending play. Other than that, he's done an excellent job.
Nipawin, of course, the best penalty-killing team in the league, and they've scored 6 short-handed goals this year. Like Raphael mentioned, came very close to getting number 7. That's the story. Lee's on the power play in the opening period. His 26th of the year. Seabrook has come back to tie things up, his 4th. In for a great third period here tonight.
Yes, we have, and we'll fade out, but you can enjoy on Flow TV the Keith Yeager Intermission Extravaganza.
This is one of the best on-ice promotions I think I've seen in recent memory.
This goes right up there with the best one I saw. So at Sacramento Kings basketball games, it's run by the gas station. If you can do a perfect pump, you win that, and you get like 10 grand, like
wow.
like $100, boom, with no change. It's quite a good one.
That is a good one.
All right, everybody, it's once again time for Can You Beat a Bomber?
And welcome back to Whitney Forum, a 1-1 hockey game. The Nipawin Hawks trying to pick up a big 2 points here tonight to make things interesting here for the final games. Again, 2 points behind both Yorkton and Battleford. Flin Flon is clinched first overall, I think, for Mike Reagan. Win, lose, or draw tonight, he just wants to come out with not being any more scathed.
Yeah, it's been the walking and the wounded here, as we were talking about doing the scratch of the all-star team that are going on. 2 players now no longer left. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to be double shifting, how he's going to be juggling the lines. His special teams come into play. He's going to earn his keep tonight working with that lineup.
Nipawin coaching staff on the bench. Mike Reagan's made his way to the bench. My word that I've heard is it's a cut to Nash Holmes, maybe not like an upper body. I hope that's all it is. It's a cut, which obviously can be fixed. But he was down. He wasn't moving there, Raphael, for the first
I think
minutes.
he got it was from what I saw the tail end of the replay, just got clipped with a high stick. But depending where the cut is, that's not fun.
So I don't know if Holmes will be back tonight or not. We'll see. Sometimes they can patch these guys up, but we'll find out when they come out here. But Flin Flon 9 regulars as of now, not in uniform tonight. That's almost half your team.
It's been that way all year long, and just to the depth of this Flin Flon Bomber team, and they've had injury troubles all year long and have clinched first place overall. That's very impressive.
It certainly is. And the Bombers trying to win 40 games for the 3rd time in franchise history.
When was the last time? Was that
No,
a couple of years back?
Yeah, I think they won 42 when they had Justin Lees and those guys.
Right, yeah.
And of course the record is they've done 44 twice. That's the record. Royal Bank Cup team in 2001, and Justin and the guys had 44 as well.
That's right, yeah.
So even if Flin Flon was to run the table, they would fall 1 short of the team record. But a 40-win year in this league is still very, very impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, at the start of the year, things were looking a little shaky around October for the Bombers, and then just that big win in Yorkton, those big win against Kindersley, and they were off to the races.
Yeah, that win in Yorkton turned the whole season around. So a bit of a slow start in that second period for Flin Flon. They did find a little bit of their mojo late in the period. We'll see what happens for the 3rd here tonight. Lee's the lone goal for Flin Flon, team leading 26th of the year, 13th on the power play. And Seabrook, the Hawk D-man, he's picked up his 4th of the year. Tying things up, the only 2 goals so far, both these goaltenders. Obviously amongst the league best. Gage Roberts coming in as the SJHL goalie of the week. I think he's won it like at least 4 times. Been a goalie of the month as well. Finn Werner's been a rookie of the week a couple times. He's had a monthly honor as well. And both these guys have been fun to watch in this game as Miller will get set for the face-off here against Hoynes, and we are underway with the 3rd period here tonight. Yakubchuk has the puck inside his own zone. Mason Karkachuk all over him. Karkachuk forces him to get the puck out, picked up at center ice. There's a chance for Lalamir, who's had some good opportunities tonight. Throws it in deep for Breho. Breho back of the net, tried to come back out front. Miller, blue line. Yakubchuk and right score. Oh, he scores! It bounces off the bar and in! And I think Breho might get credit for that. It's a strange one. Lalamir's going to get the goal. Run the highlight reel on this one. And let's see if we can get a look at this replay here. Here it comes. Breho, Johnny on the spot, back out front. There's Lalamir there. Here's the shot off Yakubchuk, and I think it caught Lalamir's stick and went in. And that's a big goal for Flin Flon, who take a 2-1 lead here, Raphael.
That's what I said just before the end of the period. Roberts was having trouble knocking things down, getting things cleanly. Bombers, with that second bite of the apple, were able to take the lead.
Now they're having a talk here to see if maybe that's a high stick. Again, you don't have the advantage of video replay like they do in the NHL, where, of course, they can break it down, look at so many different angles.
We have a replay, but I don't think it's official.
No, you can't use the league, doesn't go to replays to change calls.
Yet.
Yeah, you'd like to think it might happen at some point. Anyway, for the time being, Flin Flon has taken the lead. They've got the goal up there. Lalamir's coming over right away. It is a good goal here. And for Nathan Lalamir, that's his 7th of the year. And Flin Flon has taken a 2-1 lead here early into the 3rd period. Mason Karkachuk wanting an explanation here from the referee. Lalamir came over with a towel pointing at his chin. I don't know what that had to do with the goal, but Now Tad Cozen's called the referee over as well. It is a good goal. That's what they rule here. Lalamere will score. And we'll get set for the face-off here just 23 seconds into the third period. And Les Bronx getting set for the face-off here against Jokums of the Hawks. And Flin Flon back in front 2-1. Here's a chance for Rhett Ewan as that hits a skate. And that's blown down here as we get the official on the goal. So they're giving it to Yakubchuk now. So Yakubchuk will get credit for the goal. That's his 9th of the year. An unassisted goal.
Yeah, I guess Yakubchuk, I guess Lalamere was close, but didn't get a stick on it.
They forgot about Breho, the guy that got the puck from behind the net out front.
Unassisted goal, Rob. That's what he said.
I have a feeling that will be changed. Anyway, Flin Flon's taking a 2-1 lead, and here comes Les Bronx quickly outside the zone to center. He gets knocked to the ice before he dumps it in. There's big Connor Watson. He gets rid of it quickly. Cutler, nice pass to Jokums. Poked away from Jokums, comes right back to Cutler inside his own zone. Kicked ahead. Jokums has it. 2-on-1 with Watson, but blown down again. Watson must have been a little extra anxious on the right side. And Radloff and Mounier, they're whacking away at each other. And you're right, it's going to be the last 20 minutes they might see each other this year. Could be interesting, Raphael. The final 18:54.
I did not think the period would start with that much fireworks there for the Bombers as they were back on their heels, and they definitely used the momentum towards the end of the period there to spur it on here to take the lead early in the third.
18:54 to go in the game, a 2-1 lead. They're giving Yakubchuk credit for his 9th of the year, an unassisted goal. On a strange bounce, I thought it might have hit, maybe it hit the Nipawin player and went in, and maybe that's why. I know the Hawks thought maybe it was a high stick, but it might have went off one of the Nipawin guys in the net.
Lalamere did the screen, definitely.
Face off, Hawks dump it inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Yakubchuk, the goal scorer. Back to center ice, cut off by Seabrook. Knocked down here by Bruce. Bruce tried to get a stick on it. Will Witter after it, but knocked away from him. Ulmer back to get it. The smooth skating Ulmer feeds it back to Yakubchuk. Back to center ice, picked up by Lees. He'll tap that one in. Yakubchuk flying after the puck here. Back of the goal to Morozov. Morozov can't pick it up. Grabbed instead here by Olsen. Sends it back in Flin Flon territory. There's Miller. Back of the goal. Puck bouncing. Yakubchuk tries to get to settle down. Fired around the far side here to Morozov. Morozov will get it out. Heinrich cut it off at center. Fed that back to Mitchell. And grabbed here by DeRuin, and he'll flip it back in Flin Flon territory. Yakubchuk back in the Flin Flon net. He's got it. Yakubchuk to his blue line. Flipped it ahead. Grabbed here by Miskew. Miskew, a backhander out front. That's turned away this time by Heinrich. We got a bomber in the net here with Roberts at the other end of the ice. Heinrich back up the ice the other way. Toe drag. Shot got blocked. Picked up by Cole. There's a chance by DeRuin. Knocked down in front. Yakubchuk clears it ahead. Picked up here by, once again, the call-up tonight. Lauret gets it in deep for L'Esperance. L'Esperance poked it in the blue line, knocked down by Fauchon, right on target, kicked away that time by Roberts. Mitchell's got the rebound. Played it back to center. Fauchon can't knock it down. Ward. Back to Fauchon. Fauchon. Played it ahead to Lalamere. Lalamere across the line. Nice pass. Got it for. There's a chance by Ward. And a good glove save that time by Roberts. I don't know how Lalamere stuck that pass through, but he did.
And the Flin Flon Bombers, they're just playing with a little extra crispness. Their breakout just a little sharper, a little more explosive here in the third period ever since they got that goal. The Nipawin Hawks back on their heels.
Yeah, good start for Flin Flon. They get the goal 23 seconds in. And once again taking the 2-1 lead, which is impressive with 9 regulars. Like we said, not uniform tonight. Doesn't look like Holmes is going to come back here tonight. Face off back in Nipawin territory. Seabrook, the Nipawin goal scorer, can't pick it up. Cutler has it back of the net. There's Big Red Ewan. Oh, he had Lees out front. He couldn't poke it home. What a great feed by Ewan. Lees to the blue line. Knocked down by Bruce. His shot. Ewan got a piece of it. Throws it back of the goal. Lees trying to tap that one back out front. Picked up here by Hoynes. Turned away by Bruce. Seabrook back to get it. Feeds that over to Cutler. Back up the middle. Hoynes has got a chance. It goes off of Martin's stick. Chance out front. There's a chance by DeRuin, and he gets it tight. Oh. Shot away.
Lots of activity going on behind the Bomber net.
That was Shields, actually. My apologies, not Deruin. 28, not 29. But yes, a big save there by Werner. And
yeah, the Zebras having to calm things down. It's a boiling teapot out there. Very trippy between these two clubs.
Nipawin a little frustrated. Have not had a lot of success with Whitney for him the last few years. Last visit here, at least in the regular season. And again, we'll have to wait and see if they match up maybe later in the playoffs. I know it'd be a lot of fun for the two communities. Like you said, it's close.
Yeah, it'd be fun for you, Rob. Yeah. You drive yourself, Rob, or you drive the bus. Who knows?
I love going to Nipawin. Love that concession there. Absolutely fantastic. Best popcorn in the league.
The staff when I've went, that's the nicest staff I've seen.
Absolutely. Watson's chance. It's a great hockey town. That hits the stick, goes up over the glass and out of play. And it's a great rivalry between these two teams.
Oh,
and I'll tell you right now, there is some talk amongst some of the governors in the league to go back to divisions for next year. I hope they do it. They got my endorsement.
Well, just to ease up on travel, I guess.
Well, 11 hours to Flin Flon Estevan in the opening round. I mean,
will we see the return to the Survivor Series, Rob?
I don't. Well,
they should do it for like the first round draft pick or something like that.
I'd like to say no, but who knows? Hawks on top and trying to tie the game. The puck is loose in front of Finn Werner. We got a penalty against Flin Flon here, I believe. It's going to be a hooking call as the Hawks, Jokums is taken down.
Fourth of the night, I guess. Fourth power play opportunity of the night. Wow.
Nipawin 0 for 3. This is opportunity number 4.
Well, they scored 4 on 4 there with the Seabrook goal.
Oh, wait a second. Is Radlow? Referee had his hand up here. Yeah, Flin Flon's got a penalty. Miller's in there for the hook. So the Hawks are back on the power play. Trying to tie up this game once again. Jansen to take the face-off here against Rhett Ewan. Flin Flon in front 2-1. We'll see what the Hawks can do here on this opportunity. Knocked away. Yakimchuk the go-ahead goal. Will flip it in. Took a real wild hop, but Robert stopped that. He'll leave it back in the net this time for Seabrook, and he'll take off. Seabrook to center. Throws it back inside Flin Flon territory. There's Yakimchuk back of the net. Yakimchuk tried to play it out. He's forced back in. Grabbed here back of the net by Bruce, and he'll hammer that off the glass back down the ice, and Roberts will stop it. Minute 26 remaining in the Nipawin power play. Plenty of time on the clock. 15:39 to go in the third period. Flin Flon in front 2-1. Nipawin knocking at the door on the power play. Here comes Connor Watson. 10 power play goals on the year. He gets knocked down. Puck comes back to the Hawks side of center. Grabbed here by Jokums. Martin on top of him. Jokums will turn it up the ice. Jokums to center. Stick handling across the line, and a ripped that over top of the net. Vachon knocked it down, and he'll get it back down the ice. Here comes Roberts well out to play it. Picked up by Jokums. Vachon got a glove on it. Can't knock it down cleanly. Jokums gets it back in. Right point for Wellington. Throws it in. Jokums, nice pass out front. There's an opportunity. Shields a chance. One of the save. Puck is loose. Picked up here by Vachon. And back down the ice it goes. Boy, Finn Werner, another big save. Another penalty in behind the play here. We got a slash this time. And Mason Karkachuk is going to go for the Hawks. That will negate the Hawk power play. Will be 4 on 4 here. And then Flin Flon will go to the power play for the third time tonight. There's a big save from Finn Werner coming up. There's 1, there's 2. Boy, Werner looking good, is he not?
Yeah, he's got great reflexes. You should see when they kick around the soccer ball and when he's got the tennis ball working, it's a thing of beauty. It's very impressive.
He looks good tonight. Both goaltenders in the zone. Flin Flon a 2-1 lead, though.
Seabrook, he's the one who got the goal last time we were 4 on 4 for Nipawin. That's what kind of turned things around.
Face off inside Nipawin territory. 4 on 4 for 33 seconds, and Flin Flon will go to the power play here. We've got about a minute 27 to work with. Barring another call as Ulmer will take the face off here against Jack Jansen. Jansen wins the face-off. Breho, though, went after it, fell down, puck underneath him. Jansen will dig it free. Ulmer tried to get in tight on him. Good move by Jansen. He'll carry the puck out. Jansen still on top of it. Back across the Flin Flon line, swatted away that time by Mounier. Here's Ward for the Bombers. He'll pick it up, had to be careful. Ward will get it to center. He picks it up and sends it back inside the Hawk zone. Roberts out of the net. Stopped it, left it back of the goal for Seabrook, and Flin Flon is now on the power play. Hawks ice it. Vachon there to get it. See what the Bomber power play can do. They're 1 for 2 tonight. Lees, of course, the power play goal back in the opening period. Lees has got the puck right now. Trying to play it ahead. Seabrook intercepts. Vachon back there. Will Witter all over him. Witter will force Vachon back of his net. Here comes Vachon. Pass up the left side. Miller will carry it in. Miller brings it in deep. Now he drops it back to Vachon. Back for Miller. Vachon at the point. Swings the pass to Martin. In the corner this time for Morozov. Morozov walks out front. Nice pass. Oh, the puck comes back out front. Grabbed by Lees. Leaves it there for Martin. Martin walks in, a chance. Blockered away by Roberts. Lees will hold the line. Lees, nice pass out front. Martin, a one-timer. Big save. Rebound. Lees can't get it to go. Here's Vachon. Ripped that one wide. I don't know if Roberts would have seen it. A lot of traffic in front. Morozov, 22 seconds to go in the power play, back of the Nipawin net. In the corner for Lees. Vachon at the left point. Here's Martin. Martin hangs onto it, tried to come back. It hits a stick. Vachon barely keeps it in. Corner for Morozov. Morozov lost the handle. Grabbed this time by Miller. Lees has it. Blue line for Vachon. There's a chance. Oh, good glove save. Power play over. And now we got Miller mixing it up in front here with the Hawks cutting their Karkachuk out of the box. Power play looked good there, Raphael, despite not scoring.
Yeah, working it around. Lees has had a couple of opportunities where the puck has just leaped over his stick. And again, Roberts' rebound control has given the Bombers extra bites at the apple.
12:49 to go in the third period. A 2-1 Flin Flon lead. And I just heard from the SJHL president, Kyle McIntyre, no to divisions for next season.
Well, you heard all these rumors. Wow, you're working at the rumor. You should be at McDonald's 9 o'clock tomorrow, Rob. All the rumors that you're starting here, Rob. Holy jeez.
There's a couple guys in the league
My goodness, yeah.
thinking about it.
I heard lots of rumors from you, Rob.
None of them been right.
Yeah, Brandon getting an SJHL team, all these things you talked about.
I never ever said that.
Oh, yeah, I've had, well.
Miscue at center will flip the puck back inside the Hawks zone. There's Mitchell after it in the corner. Around the boards for Karkachuk.
CFAR going to Classic Country. It was lots of rumors, Rob.
That would be a bad one. Puck will roll back inside the Hawks zone. That's picked up by Mitchell. Mitchell will move it back to center ice. Throws it in. Werner back of that will make the save. Here's Yakubchuk. Yakubchuk's got it. Feeds that one back to Ward. Yakubchuk, the go-ahead goal here tonight. Lalemire poked that one in, but grabbed here quickly. Yakubchuk forced back inside his own zone. He'll race after it. Got to be careful. Mason Karkachuk cruising around there. Yakubchuk had it flipped over top of his stick. A lot of time left on the clock here. 11:52 to go. But a good period for Flin Flon. Shooting the Hawks here 6-3. And of course, they've got the go-ahead goal, like you said, courtesy of Yakubchuk early in the period. Here comes Lesperance. Flipped that ahead to Lalemire. Knocked away from him. Picked up here. Now we got the fans getting into it again. Lauret is stopped. Heinrich turns it up the ice, throws it in. Grabbed here by Mounier. Mounier moved that one back to Lees. Lees carries it out. Pass to Ward. Ripped it in. Kicked away by Roberts. Well over top of the glass and out of play. 11:21 to go. What a game here tonight. The two teams bringing it. And again with Flin Flon with 9 regulars out. Playing a nice game here tonight.
And I'll give credit to the Whitney Forum faithful. A Tuesday night, not your normal hockey night, but the Nipawin Hawks and this crowd here have made this quite an atmosphere here tonight at the world infamous Whitney Forum.
Face off back inside Nipawin territory to the right of Roberts. Lees is in there. Lees, Ewan, Lauret, the forward group for Flin Flon. Mounier, who's got the puck, and Bruce. Lauret. Oh, he tried to come back, but poked away by Watson. Werner going to come out. There's Bruce. Trying to come back to Lees, too far. Icing against Flin Flon and a face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. 27-19 the shots for Flin Flon. 7-3 here in the third. They've had a nice third period.
Yeah, the Bombers right from the get-go, and I think that goal right from Jump Street was able to give the Bombers just that bit of added momentum and skip in their step, because boy, that was a rough second period for the Bombers. Big ups to Finn Werner for keeping it 1-1, and then the Bombers getting that awkward one from Yakubchuk having the 2-1 lead.
Well, Werner's played very well for sure. Here's Rhett Ewan. He's had a lot of chances the last few games. I think if he can just get that one, might open things up here for him.
He's always in the mix, though.
And he's got the puck again. Here's Rhett Ewan to center. Ewan will carry the puck across the Nipawin line. Big collision there as he runs into Seabrook. And then we got Lesperance dumped to the play. The fans, that's Lawray dumped to the play. Fans going crazy down the other end of the ice here. Play continues. There's Miller for Flin Flon. As he stood up here by Witter, Bruce after it. Along the boards here for Miller. Lawray. Mike going to him quite a bit here in the third period. Hawks hold it in. There's a chance. Puck deflected off target at the side of the Bomber net. Hawks to the blue line. Held in by Seabrook. Now it comes out. Grabbed and fired back in. There's Mounier. Swings the pass ahead. Breho comes back to grab it. Here's Breho to Bruce. There's the pass here to Miller. There's a nice drop pass to Ulmer. Ulmer knocked to the ice that time by DeRuin. And the Hawks pick it up and three skate away to center. Look out and behind the play here.
We got a scrap here.
We do. That's going to be Ulmer. He's going to be taking on DeRuin here. DeRuin wanted him, grabbed a hold of him, and they're going at it in behind the play for sure. Oh, nice comeback here from Ulmer. Not a fighter. DeRuin a lot bigger guy than him. And the Nipawin bench sure looks like they're pumped up here, Raphael. They like that scrap. Give Ulmer credit. I don't think he really wanted to fight in the beginning, but he did what he had to do, and he hung in there pretty good against a big guy.
Yeah, they went Rock'em Sock'em Robot style, and no block got knocked off, but some good exchanges. Sometimes you just see a little dance and a hugging contest going on, but those guys let her fly, hammer and tong.
9:53 to go, and you mentioned tensions are up. It's the last time they're going to meet. Might not be the last one, Raphael.
We've had two fights here tonight already. This is a playoff type atmosphere here.
9:53 remaining here in the third period. I think are we having our media timeout here? Maybe not officially. Tad Cozen's got the group over there. He's trying to get everybody obviously fired up. See what's happening out of town tonight. We mentioned, of course, that big game between Humboldt and Kindersley. Weyburn has come back to take a 3-2 lead on Melville after two. And Kindersley continues to lead the Humboldt Broncos 2-0 in the second. Pretty much end Humboldt's season. If Kindersley can hang on and give them a little bit of hope here, although like we said, they're going to meet a lot of favors from other teams. Estevan still in the driver's seat as well. And by the way, just in case people are wondering, Canada's team, Montreal, did beat Toronto tonight 3-1.
Well, good for them.
Well, I'm happy. So we still have I think it is a media timeout now as referees are getting a drink of water below us.
Well, yeah, the fastest minute in sports clock is going on here.
Garkachuk has made his way over to have a little bit of a chat here. Media timeout running down. And half a period of hockey to go. It'll be interesting to see if Flin Flon gets another goal here. Could be very interesting to see how Nipawin responds.
I think if the Bombers get another goal, they might just put it in the deep freeze and trap and just try and let the clock go by 2 by 2.
27-19 the shots for Flin Flon, 7-3 here in the third. The go-ahead goal again by Pierce Yakubchuk.
So say the Bombers do score, and there's, say, 4 or 5 minutes left. Would you pull the goalie, Rob? Would you pull the goalie with 5 minutes left?
You got nothing to lose. I would. I don't know if Tad will, but I would.
Love to see you coach one game, Rob. Just it would be like a make-a-wish to a dying kid to see you coach one game.
I'd be aggressive, I can tell you that right now. 9:53 to go, third period, here we go. We'll see what they decide to do here. Hawks fire that towards the front of the Bomber net. That's picked up here by Ewan. He'll flip that down the ice. Icing against Flin Flon. The clock didn't even start there that time, by the way.
The clock issues have been a little shaky over the past little bit.
Because I did say 9:43 before the face-off, right? It's still 9:43.
It's still 9:43, yeah.
Nipawin won't mind this time. It was tough with Melville. They did start the clock when they were trying to kill that power play that night, but now we'll see if now it goes. There we go. Here's Martin. He'll get that outside the zone. Wallington has it at center, bumped off the play. He goes down. Les Bronx will try to dig it free. Yeah, it was interesting that game against Melville. Doug Johnson was not happy that the clock didn't start. Martin trying to get that back out front to Les Bronx, but that one is knocked away that time by Hoynes. Hawks have something going here with Shields as he'll bring it in deep. Yakubchuk back to intercept. Puck back inside the Flin Flon zone. Vachon overskates it. Yakubchuk Knocked it down the corner, throws it back in the goal this time for Flin. Flin passes it to Martin. Martin's got it. He'll take off to center. Lifted it back in Nipawin territory. There's Mitchell. Big body check by L'Esperance back of the net. Pointis. Alley-oop pass for Watson. Knocked it down just inside the line. Here's Connor Watson. Getting away from traffic. Left it there. Chance now for Morozov. Morozov breaking in. Got caught. Mitchell back to get it. Good opportunity there. I'll give the Hawks D credit. They got back to stuff out a very good offensive player. That one's out of Morozov's reach. Intercepted here by Heinrich. Back down the ice. Icing called. Flin Flon a face-off back in Nipawin territory. 8:17 to go. Electric atmosphere here tonight.
Love Morozov's play. It seems like every game's a Game 7 of the final for Morozov. He just puts so much effort into each and every shift. Such powerful skating and always going towards the net.
8:17 to go. Third period, a 2-1 Flin Flon lead. A great one here at the Whitney Forum tonight. Hawks one more game after tonight. Flin Flon 2, the home and home at LaRange on the weekend. And then it all gets rolling. The SJHL playoffs 1 week from Friday. Hawks still a chance to finish second. But we'll need this one here tonight. Plenty of time, 8:05 to go. Here comes Morozov. Stripped away, good job that time. And here's an opportunity. Jokums brings that in off his stick. A chance on target. And that one knocked down in front by Bruce. Nobody knew where it was except him. Feeds it ahead to Morozov. Morozov back to center, will play it in. Lee's back out there for Flin Flon, trying to chase it down. Battling with Cutler back of the Nipawin net. Jokums has it. Knocked away. Seabrook back in there. Seabrook. Back to Olsen. Poke back inside Nipawin territory. Seabrook has it. He's got the goal for the Hawks tonight, but knocked away again by Miller. He'll dump it in. Cutler. Back of the net. 7:25 remaining. Cutler feeds that to Seabrook. Here's the quick pass. Grabbed at center ice that time by Olsen. Knocked away by Briho. What a game this young guy's had tonight. Hit a leg at the Nipawin blue line. Witter gets it. He'll flip that one in for Anderson. There's Anderson. Back in the Flin Flon zone. Lalamier. Along the boards. Can't clear it out. Wellington shot. Blocked by Lalamier. Nice job. The puck will come out. Back to center. Olsen picked it up. A backhander with Anderson on the charge. Mounier back to poke it to the corner. Miller will pick it up back of the net. Miller. Logging a lot of minutes here with 9 regulars not in uniform for Flin Flon tonight. Bombers will pounce that off the boards. Wellington back at his blue line, got rid of it quickly. That'll be an icing call. Flin Flon will be able to catch their breath, so we'll have a face-off back in Nipawin territory. And the Hawks trying to get that tying goal here in the final 6.5 minutes. They're working hard, and but like I said, it's been a very entertaining game.
Well, every coach will say playing the full 60 minutes, and you say, well, of course, that's how long a hockey game lost, but it's interesting to see the waves of energy and effort that has come in here as Nipawin really took it to him during that second period. They're a little back on their heels now, and the Bombers now accentuating their dominance.
L'Esperance for the face-off to the right of Roberts as he lines up here against Will Witter. Hawks will clear it back to the Bombers' side of center. 6.5 remaining. Flin Flon's had a good third period here tonight. They were back on their heels for a good chunk of that second, but have looked good here in the third. L'Esperance tried to come back. That's knocked away. Here come the Hawks on the tear. Led up the ice here. Toe drag, falling down. Karkachuk will follow up. Leaves it there for Heinrich. Heinrich's chance. That got blocked. Bruce back to the net. Taken away that time by Shields. They try to throw it back out front. Opportunity there for Hoynes. Hoynes back up front. Back door. Werner down. The puck stays out somehow. Hawks come close. Mason Karkachuk in there. He takes a whack at L'Esperance. How did Werner keep that one out?
He did the splits and fell right forward. That's the old Sega Genesis move there from NHL 94. What athleticism shown there by Finn Werner.
Penalty again to Karkachuk, his third penalty of the game. He's going to take L'Esperance with him this time, though, so another chance of 4-on-4. Karkachuk been feisty tonight.
It'll be interesting to see the Bombers' cardiovascular endurance with everybody who is not in the lineup tonight and the Bombers having to shuffle these shifts around.
Karkachuk 5 points against the Bombers in the previous 7 games. Hoynes has got 6. They've been the two deadly offensive weapons for Nipawin. 6:01 remaining. A 2-1 Flin Flon lead. Here's the replay here. As the Hawks work it back out front, and like we said, Finn Werner, what a game he's had. Here's the opportunity. Slides out, gets that right pad down. A guy falls on him. He still keeps the puck out. Great goaltending by Werner again tonight. Lee's set for the face-off. Against the Hawks, Jokums inside Flin Flon territory. Nipawin wins the draw. That'll hit a stick over top of the net.
It's actually going to be 4-on-4 here.
Yes. 1:56 to 4-on-4, and then we'll see what happens here for the final few minutes. Jokums getting set for another big face-off as the Bombers will send their best face-off guy out there in Miller. Big face-off, Flin Flon inside their own zone, the right of the netminder. Hawks win the draw though. Seabrook fanned on it, and that's picked up here by Martin, and he'll get it back down in Hawk territory. Seabrook there to get it. Seabrook turns it back up the ice. Here he comes to center. Seabrook back in Flin Flon territory, got it in deep. Seabrook tried to get it back out front. Yakubchuk grabbed that before Radloff could. Hawks coming hard. Miller picked it up. He'll go for a skate inside his own zone. Oh, that was a nifty move. Miller to center by himself. Will now flip it in and go off for a change. And Seabrook will pick it up. Seabrook has it. Swings that pass, look out. Wellington loses it, here's a chance now. Lee's a chance, block it away. Oh, chance out front for Morozov, and he fanned on it. Good opportunities for Flin Flon on the Nipawin turnover. Lee's jumped on it again at center. A little bit of room for him. Lee's made a good move. There's Lee's. Out front, Morozov. Open net, he scores! And Flin Flon will get the big insurance marker. And the electric Daniel Morozov scores again. He's in the double figures now with his 10th of the season. What a play by Lees. Again, you can't turn the puck over. Raphael Flin Flon jumped on it. Didn't get it to go the first time, but got it right back in. Joey Lees, a goal and an assist tonight. What a move. What a pass. And Morozov, the finisher.
Yeah, he was the straw that stirred the drink on that one. He had an opportunity, went back to get it, found Morozov, and the powerful skating Morozov, who always skates towards the blue ice, was able to put it in the Bombers. Now up 3-1, but Lees a very impressive effort and earned his assist and earned the point for that one.
He certainly did. Daniel Morozov finishes it up, his 10th of the year. Lees will get one assist. I don't know if there'll be a second one added or not, but Flin Flon has taken a 3-1 lead here with 4:48 remaining in this third period. And I tell you what, impressive Raphael again with 9 regulars out of this Flin Flon lineup, finding a way to get her done here tonight. Absolutely impressive that time by Joey Lees, a goal and an assist tonight. And Morozov the finisher. Boy, I tell you what, if he stays in the SJHL next year, I'm predicting a 25-30 goal year for Morozov. He's that good. Ewan back to center ice. Rhett Ewan tried to get a stick on him. He's tied up. Puck will roll back inside the Flin Flon zone. Yakubchuk there to get it with Pointus on top of him. Around the boards this time for Fashon. Back of the goal for Yakubchuk. Yakubchuk lost the handle. Got a penalty coming up here, I think, with Yakubchuk. Somebody's going to get it. Yakubchuk went down the corner. Might be a Nipawin penalty. It is going to be. As Hoynes is going to go, and Flin Flon's going to get a chance here, Raphael, to maybe jump up by 3 with a late power play here in the third period.
Yeah, in the second period there, the Bombers got into some penalty trouble. This is not what Tad Kozin has in mind, as the Nipawin Hawks are having discipline issues now, and the Bombers got a chance to really take control of this one with the man advantage and showcasing the best power play in the SJHL.
So with Morozov's 10th of the year, the Bombers now have 10 players in double figures on goals on this team.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about in terms of what we're seeing with the depth, with all these great stars that are out. Just so much consistency up and down the line. I mean, we talk about Arbery, who left the game. He was on the third line. He's not a third line guy. It's just they as Mike Reagan says, they don't really have 4 lines. They got 4 second lines, and they just roll them when they can. But interesting to see all the kind of jigsaw puzzling that they have to do with guys that are not in the lineup.
No, I tip my hat to them. They've played very well today for having 9 guys out. You take 9 guys off anybody's team, and where does that leave you?
It's very impressive, and we're talking about impact guys that are definitely goal-scoring threats, physical threats, guys that log a lot of minutes, and just shows the depth underneath of the Flin Flon Bombers, that whenever they have an opportunity and guys want to be the next man up, guys who only play 9-10 minutes a game. They can play 20 minutes a game, and the Bombers just using that momentum and using that talent that they have.
This is going to be a 4-on-3, so a lot of open ice out there. Bombers win the draw. Goes back to Fashanu at that power play goal like we mentioned on Saturday against Battleford. Lee's got his 13th power play marker, looking for another one. A good shot, and Roberts will reach down, and he'll make a nice glove save there. So 4-on-3 for another 9 seconds, and a 5-on-4 will be coming up.
And Roberts is playing a heck of a game.
He always does. I don't know if he's really ever has an off night. Miller to take the face-off here against Jokums. Bombers win the draw cleanly back here to Fashon. Looking for a lane. Here's Morozov, who's got the third goal for Flin Flon tonight. Will work his way back to the blue line. Morozov. Lee scores! Off the post and in. The magic touch continues. And Lee spots another power play goal. Second of the night, 27th of the season. And Morozov, the assist. These guys have been absolutely electric here. Lees gets his 27th of the year, 14th power play marker, Raphael. And now, with his 3 points in this game against the Nipawin Hawks, is having quite a year against them, as he's now got 8 points against the Hawks this year.
I don't want to take anything away from the DJs here at the Whitney Forum, but when he scores, we got to crank the concrete blonde up, don't we?
We should. Lees again at the 16-minute mark. 27th of the year, Morozov 1 assist. We'll see if there's a second one added. Flin Flon 2 for 4 on the power play. And all of a sudden the Bombers have jumped out by a score of 4-1 and continue their electric play here at the Whitney Forum. Flin Flon 25-0-1 entering the game. Would actually, if they win this game tonight, would set a new record here for least amount of home losses. Lees is leaving the game. What's this all about?
He must have said something.
Or celebrated the wrong way. But Lees has left the game. I guess we'll wait for the announcement here. Must be a misconduct of some type.
Yeah, there's nothing on the clock.
Yeah, so you got to... Anyway, he'll leave with another impressive game here offensively.
Mike Reagan doesn't seem too hurt about it.
No. Well, his team's got a 4-1 lead here with just under 4 minutes to play. Hawks will dump that back inside the Flin Flon zone. That's an icing call. And obviously he said something. Or celebrated the wrong way. Fajon will get a second assist on that power play goal by Lees. 3 points for him tonight, like we said before he left the game. Miller back out there for Flin Flon to take the face-off here against Will Witter. Off the draw, Biscu a chance, and he'll rip that backhand over top of the net. Miller will pick it up deep. Blue line for Yakubchuk, can't hold it in, gets away from him. Anderson barreling down the ice as Witter will come out, Witter will come out. Flin Flon played it ahead to Miller. Witter caught him at center, poked away. Here's Lalemire. Lalemire for Flin Flon. Lalemire with a guy draped on him, still got a shot away. Roberts has it grazed off his right pad. Here comes Seabrook back to center. He'll send that one in. Werner can't knock it down back of the goal. Now we got another fight here. Witter and Lalemire.
It's almost in the Nipawin bench.
Wallington comes flying over. He's grabbed a hold of Lalemire as well. And Mike is trying to yell at his guys not to get involved on the bench, which is a smart thing. You don't want any more. You can't afford to have anybody suspended. But a couple guys wanted Lalemire. 3:07 to go.
And we got things are going now in front of the Bomber bench, right in front of the coach.
L'Esperance is there. Witter's come over at him. Brijo's got a hold of somebody. Penalties being handed out here to Lalemire and to Wallington. And we'll see how this final 3:07 goes.
This is going to take a while, this final 3:07.
They might end up running the clock down. Who knows? Referee over there between the two benches. Puck will roll back inside the Nipawin zone. Not sure what the fans are chanting here. Weyburn a 3-2 lead on Melville tonight in the second. And the Kindersley Clippers continue to lead the Humboldt Broncos 2-0 late in the second. Kindersley clinging to a hope of making the playoffs. If they could win tonight, would be within 1 point of Estevan. Would have 2 games left. The Bruins would have 3. So we'll see. And the Kinnersley will be the home and home with Battleford to end the year.
Wow, that's no easy out for sure.
No, it's not. And Battleford, like we said, are still battling for second, so those are points they can't afford to leave on the table either. So big conferences over at the benches here. 3:07 remaining. Penalties being handed out. More 4-on-4 hockey coming up.
Yeah, a lot of 4-on-4 tonight.
Yes, there has been.
But I gave credit to the referees and both benches for calming things down. As you know, Rob, sometimes that doesn't happen all the time.
So now the referees over at the Flin Flon bench, he had something to say to a couple of guys there. There's a timeout here against Nipawin, I think. Hawks have called the timeout. So Flin Flon must have called the last one because Nipawin's called the timeout now. And we'll see what Tad Cozen's got up his sleeve here for the final 3:07.
He's got the clipboard out. He's got some X's and O's ready to go here.
He's called Roberts in there, Raphael. There you go. Roberts is in the bench. Going for broke. He's got nothing to lose with 3:07 to play.
Yeah, this is the Patrick Rob Hart School of Coaching. You won't read that in any textbook. It's just all feel. It's all emotion.
Again, you got nothing to lose. Why not? So Roberts is in the bench for the extra attacker. And we'll see what the Hawks can do here. Get a goal, make things interesting. There's still plenty of time on the clock, like we said, with 3:07 to go.
You know, I'm no Mike Slip. I'm no Gary Dornhofer, but with the puck empty on the Nipawin Hawks, this is a very crucial face-off, Rob.
It certainly is. Offensive zone, and for Flin Flon, been able to win a lot of these big draws. Pointus thought they're going to bring another guy out there. I think he forgot they have a guy in the penalty box. He's waving to bring another guy out there. Not going to work.
4 for 4 here.
Yeah. So it's just a 5-on-4 for right now. And it will be that way for another minute 50. Hawks have the puck, though. Back out front. There's a chance. Knocked down. Hawks get an opportunity. Fired wide that time by Shields. Shields. Got to chase it down. Nipawin going for broke here. Last visit to the Whitney Forum this year. Here's Karkachuk, a chance. Shot got blocked. Held in here by Seabrook. Back to Karkachuk. Karkachuk looks for a lane. Gets it back to Seabrook. In the corner it goes this time for Jokums. Back to the blue line. Puck fired wide. Karkachuk will knock it down. Flin Flon can't clear. Seabrook back out front. There's a chance! Oh, just fired wide that time. Once again by Jokums. And Werner once again without a goalie stick here as he sprung out quickly for that one. And the stick is out of his hand. Karkachuk slides it back out front. There's a chance! Ripped wide again by Jokums. Can't hit the net. Seabrook will hold it in. Pointus back out front. Karkachuk lost the handle. Empty net here for Rhett Ewan. Ewan to the empty net. He'll put it in. And that will all but seal the deal. And Rhett Ewan gets himself a goal. He's been working very hard the last few games. Ewan will put that one home. And maybe give him some confidence here for the final few games of the regular season. Now Ewan's hit double figures for goals, Raphael. So 11 Bombers and double figures in goals on this team.
And a big play by Ewan there because once again, Finn Werner lost his stick. As he's been very active without his paddle here tonight. Great play by Ewan just to give him that time, and he was able to put some right English on it as the Bombers extend their lead.
Roberts will go back between the pipes, and Flin Flon has taken a 5-1 lead here. With a minute 56 remaining, Rhett Ewan has got his 10th of the year into the empty net. And the Bombers looking for their 26th home ice victory without 9 regulars in this lineup tonight. They got to hand it to this team as they're getting set for the postseason. This should be a big, big win for them tonight. Jansen, he'll drill that back inside the zone. Werner will stop that. What a game he's had tonight. Unassisted goal for Ewan here, they announce. But a big one for him, like we said, he's had all kinds of chances here the last few games and not been able to get one, but he puts one into the empty target here tonight. 3 Bombers away at center. This is Martin. Back across the line, back out front. Miscue. Hit off the play, picked up by Yakupchuk. He got that big go-ahead goal early in the third period that kind of sparked this 4-goal performance by the Bombers here in the third period tonight. Jansen for the Hawks by himself at center. Off the boards, Wallington and Lalamere are back out there. We're back to 5 aside. 1 minute remaining in the game. Mounier to center. Inside Nipawin territory. Back to Lesperance. A shot right on, and Roberts has got it. And he'll make the save and hang on with 51.7 seconds to go. 14-6 the shots for Flin Flon here in the third period.
And it just goes to the depth of the Flin Flon Bombers. I think Nipawin kind of, we're back at their heels in that first period. They got him into about a a draw, I'd say, about midway through the second period and had a good 15 minutes or so, but to really take the Bombers on for a full 60 minutes is a real tough draw. They're just so deep and so fast that they just wear you down.
Flin Flon will go with the trio of Lalamere, L'Esperance, and Laurie, Ward, and Bruce at the blue line. That puck came out, 47.3 seconds to go. Nipawin will close things out against the Mustangs on the weekend. And the Bombers, like we said, the home and home at LaRange, Friday night and Saturday afternoon. L'Esperance against Witter outside the Hawk blue line. 5-1 Flin Flon. What a third period they've had tonight, 4 unanswered goals. Hawks will dump it back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Bruce back to get it. Played it ahead. Quick pass to Laurie. Well, he came back to Lalamere, had him there. Lalamere will get to it eventually anyway. Throws it back in deep. Laurie is after it. Laurie, back of the net. Picked up here by Seabrook. L'Esperance ran into him. One last chance. Bruce jumping up. There's a shot kicked away that time by Roberts. Puck will come back to center. Breho on top of it. And that is going to do it for the third period here tonight. These Flin Flon Bomber fans appreciative of this undermanned Flin Flon team will find a way to win this hockey game. Bombers hold the Hawks to 6 shots in the third. And boy, that's impressive. Flin Flon, the big victory tonight. Raphael 5-1. Tight after 2 at 1-1, but they get that big go-ahead goal by Yakimchuk. He gets credit for it early in the third, and it sparked the team. They never looked back.
Yeah, it was a real funky run right in the opening minute of the third period as the Bombers were back on their heels in the second period. That was the charge they needed, and they just took over after that. After losing Holmes, losing Arbery, all those stars that are not in the lineup tonight. Great showcase by the folks who did suit up for the maroon and white tonight.
And the Bombers have hit 40 wins on the season here. What a year it's been. We mentioned it earlier. It was a horrible start to October. They'd lost 7 games in a row. Went into Yorkton, an 11-0 victory, and since then have flipped the script.
Yeah, then they got those back-to-back wins against Kindersley and then just rattled off those streaks. The home record absolutely stellar as the Flin Flon Bombers showing why they are the top team in the SJHL and top 10 in the country.
So a big win for Flin Flon tonight, who pick up their 40th win of the year, like I said, and it proved to a staggering 26-0-1 at home. We'll run down the goals quickly. You can do 3 stars tonight, Raphael?
I got them if you need them.
Yeah, we'll do the goals here quickly. Again, it was 1-1 after 1. Yakimchuk, that stands up as the game winner. His 9th of the year, unassisted. A strange one in front, it redirected off. Somebody went in. That is the game winner tonight. The Bombers will get plenty of offense. After that, Morozov on a beautiful feed by Joey Lees gets his 10th at 15:02. Lees comes back on the power play, second of the night, 27th of the year. Morozov and Fashon, the assist on the power play. That came at the 60-minute mark. Then Rhett Ewan into the empty net. 10th of the year unassisted. Shots in the period, 15-6 Flin Flon. Bombers line up with 35. Nipawin with 22. And special teams huge tonight. Not just a 2 for 4 for Flin Flon on the power play, but killing that Nipawin 5-on-3 back in the opening period.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that if the Bombers are with it. Remember that 5-on-3 and, those big saves by L'Esperance without the stick, I think. And that big Arbery face-off win, also one of those turning point moves.
Who do you got for 3 stars?
I will go 3-2-1. Can't be a total homer, but I'll give Brady Seabrook, the Yellowknife product, as the nod as the 3rd star for Nipawin. Got the Hawks goal. Finn Werner with his 21 save performance getting the 2nd star. And Joey, I'm not hurting anymore. Joey Lees, 2 goals and assists, top star honors for the Bombers.
Lees, what a year, 2 goals and an assist. Goals 26 at 27. Both on the power play, 14 with the extra attacker. What a year he's had.
Yeah, he could have had a few more chances on it as he had some open nets and things just hopped over his stick, but he really played with some ferocity out there tonight.
We'll see what Flin Flon can do for bodies as they get set for LaRange on the weekend. Quickly, Raphael, any closing comments before we wrap it up here at the Forum tonight?
Yeah, I'll just give a salute to the fans in both teams coming here, going into this one. The Bombers, had first place overall. You may have thought there may be a few more AP call-ups just to rest everyone. They're going full bore going into the playoffs. great showcase of what the Bombers can do. Nipawin, a pesky team as well. Both teams showed up big here tonight, as did the crowd at the Whitney Forum.
They did. Flin Flon, a big 5-1 victory, picking up their 40th win of the year and get set for the Ice Wolves in the home and home to wrap up the SJHL regular season. A big thanks to Raphael for filling in for color tonight. And of course, Matt and company, the great job on the Flow broadcast. As we wrap things up from the Forum, Flin Flon, an impressive 5-1 victory. We'll see you back here on Friday.